the thing. Like, Iggle Piggle, or whatever it's called, in the Night Garden,
Yo!
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wicked Game. This is session 25 of our campaign, the Divisia Sensus.
That's like over double any of the rest of the campaigns.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I don't know. I honestly, in this moment, couldn't tell you what the session count of our previous campaign.
Yeah, I think From the Ashes was 16 episodes.
This is the longest campaign we've ever played in Lydia's World by episode count alone, like session count alone.
Yeah.
That includes home games.
Yeah.
And we've really only done about 30 days. My name's Lydia, and I'm going to be running this shit show. And here are my players. We have Tom playing Hiraeth the Fey Paladin. Yes, homebrew shenanigans. We have Michelle playing Agatha, the human wizard. And we have Nikki playing the tiefling cleric, Sunny.
Or is he playing me? And he's in my hat like Ratatouille from Ratatouille?
Tonight is the one night you're not wearing a hat, so
Fuck.
it's probably quite doubtful. If you are new here, wherever you are watching from, we have about 60 seconds worth of announcements. I'm going to say 60 seconds to 120 seconds, no longer than 120 seconds. And then I'm going to do a recap so that we're all up to date enough to jump in.
Can I just say before you go, I was so tempted to do this that I looked up the royalties of it. I was going to get the countdown theme, and then I realised it was only like 30 seconds, and that was doing you a disservice.
It's only 30 seconds, and we can only get away with playing 6 seconds of it, so it would be...
Just in the last 6 seconds.
We'd be fucked. But thanks for taking up 20 seconds of my allotted time, Tom.
You're welcome.
If you're not new here, the grubby old ones. Hi. How you been? How's your week been? Get comfy, settle in. If you're a mod, honestly,
You filthy pigs.
go on.
Go off.
Gross, nasty. You're nasty.
If you're a mod, ew!
I fucking lost control big time.
Already.
We do have incredible mods. They are amazing
They've all quit.
cheerleaders. They've gone already. Well, in their absence, what I'll say is incredible cheerleaders. They are like bulldogs for security, and some might say they are enablers of our antics. So we really appreciate you, and honestly, thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, you don't really get to enjoy our mods unless you're also in the Discord. But join our Discord, because then you can do that. Some other heroes are a great Twitch channel that you can, or a YouTube channel. If you're a YouTube person, you can go to their YouTube as well. They have an excellent D&D campaign that is usually on a Sunday, and they also have a great stream called Space at the Table, which is a discussion show that deals with something different each time, but is incredible.
Lydia was on it.
Yeah.
Which is also on their YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so find them here or on YouTube, and
Or the third secret way, which we're not allowed to tell you, but...
social media
OnlyFans.
for updates. But if you're a podcast person, well done for making it to Twitch. That's a little joke. Slide on over to Dice and Slice, the D&D podcast fueled by baked goods. They're fab. We love them. We're a little hub of regional D&D delights, and so we always like to big
like
them
the
up.
village people if they roll dice.
Yeah, and it sort of helps that they're good, so we can stand by them. With that said, and I bet it was more than 120 seconds, but in we go to previously on the Divisia Sensus. Our students talked their way into the dwelling of someone that they believed was a serial killer and discovered a secret room. Or I should say, Agatha, with like a natural 20, she pulls these natural 20s out of, we won't say where. She discovered a secret room that the serial killer had made with these wild scrawlings all over the walls, and papers and diary entries and stuff saying that he'd been told to kill people by a black dog, because I don't have an original idea in my head. Realizing that the murderer had probably fled with all the attention, they went back to school. And the following day, there was a royal visit. A certain spouse of the emperor Queen Udal, wanted them to sign paperwork forbidding them from ever talking about something that they had discovered on their adventures. They don't know the full story yet, but she wants to shut that shit down. And after a little bit of back and forth, Sunny, along with everybody, they push to request that she sponsor Agatha at the school so that she has her fees paid for. It was left that she would come back and negotiate for herself, along with some legal representation, with new paperwork drawn up for everybody. Sunny immediately sent messages to his family's assistant and the local legal representative.
Our lawyer as well.
Yeah. To aid in the matters. And I think with that, Nikki, roll that thing. In the heart of Maridia, looking over the glittering city of Solaraire, is the world's finest centre of learning, the Divisia Sensus. For centuries, this school has hosted the rich and influential and the greatest minds to have ever lived. Geniuses, leaders, holy figures, and legendary adventurers all had their start here. Though the school is built on old foundations, you won't find more advanced facilities for the arcane, alchemical, artistic, or academic, all behind powerful wards. The Divisia Sensus has the finest and most comfortable sanatorium in the known world. We pride ourselves on the care we give to those whose encounter with magic ended with a broken mind. Each year, we instruct students from far and wide in their chosen subjects and the rigours of life at the pinnacle of their field. There is no greater, safer, or more prestigious environment in which to receive an education. Lady Sophronia Apissimos, High Master of Divisia Sensus, welcomes you.
D&D? Ew!
Dungeons in My Dragons? More likely than you think.
What I recollect is us discussing when we put the trailer and Nikki being so adamant, like, it's really important that it comes this place because as soon as the trailer ends, we've got to be in it. We have to be focused and roleplay.
Lydia, if you want to talk about how many boundaries you force me to move for your insane behaviour, the lot of you,
I just don't know what you're talking about.
Lydia, I'll just delete you from this. You'll just no longer be here.
I'll be voice only, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's turn this ship around. You are outside the main doors to the front of the school. That mountain that sweeps back and up and away, the epic campus buildings, turrets, floating wings, the sheer size of it, with its arched windows, pale, glittering orange and grey stone walls. There is a statue to Emperor Julian II in the middle of the curtilage, and looking out and down from the mountain, you see the city stretch out before you, and those distinctive pale canopies that flutter in the streets, creating shade on hot days. It is mid-morning, and the rest of the student body are making their way to their first classes, which is, for almost all of the students, group class, where you research and plan group activities that help the people in the Empire. Some people might even call it an adventuring party class, but the school does not like to pigeonhole students into becoming adventurers. Our students, however, are reeling for the meeting that they've just had. Agatha taking big deep breaths. Sunny has just shot off and received messages. Gareth, what are you up to?
I think so. I've just had a bit of a chat with Hazes, and I think I come back to try and find Agatha, wherever she is, and if I can find her.
Yeah. I think she was just outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I immediately come over and just sort of say, I am so sorry. I didn't want to push anything on you, and it feels like it's become this massive thing, and I'm not very good at talking in front of people, doing the whole noble dance.
What? Like, you were really good. Like, real good in there. So, no. Don't apologise. It's, I appreciate, what you did and stuff, and taking that lead, because I'm not so good at that stuff.
Well, I mean, I think you're brilliantly suited to talking to strangers, but you're working a bar. But listen, I know that it suddenly became some big thing where she's asking you to work for her. I didn't mean that.
It's
I
not
didn't
a
mean
bad
that.
thing, though, Harive. Like,
Are you sure?
I mean, it sort of depends on what she's like as a person, right? Like, if she's like, as long as she's good, then working for a queen, that is like never would have got that chance before, and it still might not happen. Like, there's a chance she finds me incredibly rude and not want me to work for her, but I mean, having the opportunity can't hurt, right?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to thrust you into something that you didn't actually want to be in. But if you're okay with it, I'm assuming we're gonna get Mr. Yehimini to speak for you.
Yeah. Well, do you know anything about Queen Udal? Any of you? Like, Sunny, do you know anything about her?
No, not really. Like, what? Why would I? Apart from stuff that like everyone knows, right?
Like what?
She's the queen. She's his like second wife.
Nope.
Third wife.
Nope.
Eighth wife.
Nope.
42nd.
No, she's like what wife is she? We knew this. Yes, last week. Fourth. She's his fourth wife.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right, and then but like anything anyone knows is just going to be what she's let get out there. Up to a certain point, because once you become a queen or something, you can sort of control the narrative.
Yeah.
While Sunny's saying this to you, you hear Kai's voice in your mind say, I'll get away if I can to see you, but are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Do you know anything about Queen Udal? Is she someone I even want to be working for?
He casts sending again.
Classic sending reply with a question.
Yeah.
How many words?
That's at least 7.
I think I'm going to regret this, but would you like to speak to my mother about her?
Yes, 20 ha-ha-has, and then full stops. Yeah.
He sends sending again. Okay, where are you?
Level 3 spell, guys.
Oh god. I'm outside. Shall I come to you?
You absolute dick.
Lydia will remember that.
I was like, I don't want him to come out here, but also like.
He just said he doesn't know if he'll be able to get away. Fuck.
Oh no.
There is then not a reply, and you are sort of left, like, looking out into the sky, waiting to hear his voice in your mind again. Sunny, you hear an announcement in your mind that asks you to go to the transportation office.
Anyone coming with me, or like
Where to? What?
the transportation? Oh yeah, sorry. I've got to go pick up Violet from the transportation office. Anyone want to come?
I've got to go speak to Mrs. Kramata.
Do you want, like, moral support?
Okay, right.
Sunny?
I don't need. I don't need. It's Violet.
No, I'm talking to Agatha because, like, Mrs. Kramata is like a raging bitch.
Yeah, I just sort of. What's your motivation there?
What's my
Are you
whose motivation?
I'm asking what Agatha's motivation for going to speak to Mrs. Kramata.
I need to know what the
Mrs.
Queen
Tamara.
of Dolls right, right?
What?
I need to know what the Queen is like.
Why?
Because I don't want to go and say, yeah, I'll work for her, and then she's a terrible fucking person.
Why don't you just not work for her?
Because she might be a really great person, in which case I do want to work for her.
But you could also just sort of apply for a job after the fact.
Where?
Yeah, I think
Sunny, she's got an opportunity to work for a queen.
I think I kind of fucked it a little bit in the negotiation and kind of
Right.
made it so that
We're incredible.
well,
You did. You
So-
do.
yeah.
You're right. You were fine. The only thing is, what's happening right now is what it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong. You're asking for, in return for you getting your tuition paid, you're gonna get a prize. Basically, you're like, oh, what if it's a good thing? And it's like, that's not how these things work. Because if it's a good thing, she's not gonna give you money and then go, and because I have to give you that money, have a cake. Like, it's just not how these things work, right? Like, if you work for her, you're gonna be like enchanting toilet roll or some shit. Like,
But this is what she has to negotiate, right? She has to see what it is that
podcast, mate.
well, it's like a intriguing thing. You have to kind of work out what you're doing because she could just be like,
no, just all I'm saying is, don't try and focus. Like, absolutely, I would love for you to come out completely on top.
I'm
But
not going to come out completely on top. I'm going to be stuck working for someone.
But see, now you're saying stuck, and a minute ago you were saying, like, what if she's really great to work for? You see what I mean? This is my confusion.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's always good. Look, we can find other ways to put you through a second semester. If she's awful,
Yeah.
then
Well,
we'll find another way,
I
and
think
we'll
I'm
still have to
gonna-
sign.
I was going to maybe suggest something like, I could like intern or whatever and take care of whatever the crystal is. That way we know what it is, and like for the rest of the year maybe, and then if I do a good job, then yay. And if she doesn't like me, then she can then she just won't pay for my tuition, and I will just sign the thing to say I'll never speak of it again.
I mean,
that
sounds
like a
like-
good plan. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
You could also shoot higher or lower depending on what you want, but I completely agree. You need to know, like, is she some is she like a puppy kicker, or is she like a real force for good? Is she like a be better kind of queen?
Yeah.
Right, I need to go get Violet, because otherwise she could be standing around doing nothing.
All right.
So,
yeah.
Agatha, do you want moral support with
Mrs. Tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Nevma, if you'll come with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come with you, Sunny, to meet What is it? Violet?
Yeah, violet, like the color, like the plant.
Violet. Okay, good. I sorry, that I made that sound like a weird
Do you
thing.
not have?
It was either you said either Viola or Violet, and I wondered which. It doesn't matter. Shall we?
It's violet. It's violet. No, we can go. Look,
I love
Harife,
it.
I will just say this, right?
Yeah.
She's really smart, and I don't want you to be intimidated. I don't know if you've had many powerful women in your life growing up. Like I don't, I don't know if you're used to being around that. But like she's incredibly capable. She's really smart, and like I just don't want that to be weird.
All power to her. Let's go.
As you like go up the steps through the main entrance to the school again, you pass Mrs. Cremata. Wearing her suit as she was before, Kai walking next to her, a breeze coming with them as always. And she steps towards you, Agatha. Miss Fifield. Well played indeed. What an interesting meeting with the absolute minimum of grace. You appear to have secured yourself royal patronage. I see that I underestimated your ambition.
Yeah, lovely to see you too. So can I have just a couple of minutes of your time, please?
Why not
Thank
at
you
this stage?
so much. I lack the grace to ask this, so I'm going to speak quite freely. I would like to know from you information on what Queen Udal is like. If I'm going to be working for her, I need to know what sort of person she is. And I appreciate you're probably thinking that does nothing for you. But here's the thing. If I do end up working for the Queen, then you have a chance to spin a new narrative.
Oh,
Yeah. See, here's the thing. At the moment, how I go to school and, the fact that Kai almost got expelled is not something you probably want to yell about. However, if I go work for the Queen, then, maybe you were the person who was so wise and so kind to pay for my first year of tuition because you saw something in me that would have gone to waste in the sanatorium. And on top of that, your incredibly brilliant son saw a simple barmaid and taught her magic so well that she nearly ripped a Fey prince from the Feywild. So, I'm gonna let you think on this because
roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh, fuck. Fuck yeah. I rolled an 18 on the dice, so that's 17.
-5.
Mine.
Why don't we take a seat somewhere? Is there an empty classroom where we can talk?
Yep. And Agatha's just going to immediately, lead the way towards...
As you kind of, go to pull her, she snatches hold of your hand.
Oh, I did pull her, but yeah. Oh, God.
And looks at your ring. Cyclonus, what is the meaning of this? And you just, it's like any leaves or sand that was on the curtilage is like whipped up into the air. And he goes, mother, she needed, she obviously couldn't, she needed she needed it for her studies.
It was necessary. We really don't need to get into this now. It's fine. Like it's fine. It's, I can give it back if you want it back. It's fine. We don't need to talk about it now.
We will talk on it later.
Okay.
And you see as she's looking at it, she has a matching one on her hand.
Twins.
Best friends, friendship forever.
Oh, do they do something? No, not the time.
Why don't you lead the way to the classroom?
Yeah, they're going to become a crystal gem together.
All I wanna do.
Yeah, I'll lead the way. Agatha's just gonna turn the ring round,
You're just gripping your hand so hard, you just see drips of blood where this enormous rock is pushing into her palm.
Yeah. I'll find an empty
In silence, it's funny because obviously the corridors are full of people and going to the class, but you still somehow feel the weight of the silence between the three of you as you are walking to this place. And you find your way. I think probably the nearest place would be where you have group, and of course none of you are doing group right now. So,
fuck, I've missed so many lessons. I've missed
I
so
love that
many.
Sunny thinking that on the way down.
Oh, just
when was the last time anyone was in a fucking class?
You know when you're like a month or two into university, and then somebody shows up to class for the first time, you're like, who the fuck are they? Where did they go?
We're in third year. Where have you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
There is that circular table, and she sits down, and you sit down opposite, and then Kai does this and sits down halfway between.
Wait, is Nevma with us as well? I just love the idea of Nevma. Just
Yeah. This is
Kai.
You've got the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clocks sorted.
Yeah, perfect.
I like the fact that it's also Nevma just eyeballing Kai.
Kai ball.
Okay, so Queen Udal. Tell me what your observations have been so far.
She is clearly ambitious. She is working on something. She is hiding something, and I have to assume it's for the good of the people, and she's been keeping that secret very well. We only came across this because of the murders and stuff, so it was by chance that we found that out. But other than that, I don't know.
I can't say I have a lot of dealings with Queen Udal, but here is what is commonly known. She's a devout follower of the goddess Aban,
Okay.
goddess of secrets and lies.
Cool. Okay.
She is the 4th spouse of the Emperor.
Yeah, Sunny told me that one.
And though she was a young woman when she married Julian II, and she is now clearly an elderly lady, but she is still quite a favourite of his due to her quick mind.
Yeah.
Mind stays youthful though the body decays.
Yeah.
Such is the way with humans. She has an excellent spy network and has a great deal of unseen power due to her profound abilities with secret diplomats, international spies, domestic spies. She deals with a lot of things that are unsavory but need to be done for the good of the Empire.
Okay.
If you cross her, I believe your end would be quite terrible, and no one would ever know what happened to you.
Cool. Okay. Don't cross her. Okay, excellent. Good to know. Agatha just made eyes with Nevma when she said excellent spy network. Like, does Nevma look like kind of excited at that as well?
Roll insight.
Oh, 21.
Nevma is trying to have a poker face, but it's like she's suddenly lit from within. Like she's got like nothing on her face has changed, but she is glowing with excitement about the idea of really all of this.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Is there anything you know that she's like accomplished? Like, what is she known for?
By her very nature, we know very little of her actual accomplishments. She's had only a few children by Julian, and she is held in higher esteem than some of the spouses who were married before her.
Okay. Okay. And Lydia, what is like known of the Emperor? Like, just general
say
knowledge.
Lydia?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to think. Like, would Agatha know that the Emperor is like?
I mean, roll history. I think, you know, that a lot about him is kind of really common knowledge. He's not a secretive emperor.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, so Julian II has obviously, because of the date, been in power for 104 years. And he is, he's pretty fair. He's not fond of war and violence, and is considered a bit more of a kind of philosopher emperor.
Cool.
And this is why you know, we're sort of in quite an enlightened era.
Cool.
His mother, Empress Key, was an exceptionally peace-loving empress. She ended the war, and everything that she did in her lifetime was about building a stable peace between the empires. And what he has done is then allow culture to flourish out of that peace. And of course, Julian I, that was before that, his grandfather, had like the thrill of chasing the scent of blood about him. So
Okay.
he's not quite like soft,
No.
but he is, you know, I mean, I think a cruel person might say that he was probably quite a party, like kind of international playboy party kind of emperor.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that he's extremely clever, and he uses all of that to make the empire great, because he doesn't need to go to war. There's no, you know, he's he's lucky in the where he came in the lineage.
Yeah. Okay. That helps, because basically, I'm thinking, if he's kind of a decent emperor and he favors this wife, then there's probably some good in her, at least in keeping the peace and all of that sort of stuff. So
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. If, for example, if this was his grandfather and this was his
Yeah.
grandfather's favorite spouse,
Yeah, I'd be like,
then you might think, God, she's a real warmonger. She's stirring up evil spy bullshit. But no. It's
Yeah.
it's almost the other way around.
yeah. So cool. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your information. It's
I mean,
been-
do you think that's your kind of skill set? Are you a follower of a barn yourself?
I don't really follow anyone, but you know, I could.
You don't follow any of the gods?
I mean, I celebrate some of their days and stuff.
Of course.
No, I like to know who it is I'm following and what I'm doing.
And because you haven't decided to follow any of them?
Yeah. Who do you follow?
Well, I have shrines to a number of them, and who they are is none of your business.
Of course. It's fine. Just go.
So while you seem to have your curiosity spent,
Yeah.
what exactly is your relationship with my son?
Oh, that's. Nevma, we've got counselling, right?
Nevma goes to stand up. Sit down, young lady. Hi. And he takes a second and says to her, wait, let me roll something.
What is he saying? Yeah, I think Agatha's wants to let him say this.
He stands and goes behind you and he says to her, I think you've done enough today, Mother. Enough is enough. Agatha, you know, I'm sure that you have a lot of things that you need to do today. Let me know if I can help at all. In fact, I'm willing to help at any point because, Mother, I'm sure that you can look after yourself. You don't need me walking around with you all day. And she sort of is just staring daggers at him that he's not going to just sort of do whatever she asks of him. I see. Right, well. I will go back to the Queen, spend some time with her then. And she stands and glides out.
Just look, Mrs. Cremata. I understand I am somewhat of a thorn in your side, but I can be a feather in your cap.
Really? Well, I doubt it, but let's see.
Sure.
You seem to have charmed my son, and I look forward to seeing whatever it is that so captivates everybody around you. And she kind of wafts off.
Oh God.
Oh my God! I swear she's got so much worse. Agatha. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. I didn't I felt like that was for you to say and.
No, well, the thing is, I actually sort of wanted to tell her to get fucked, but then I remembered that she is going to spend the rest of the day with the Queen, and I didn't want her going back and being dripping poison in the Queen's ear. So we'll wait until after the session before I can do any of that stuff. It's just, I was right on the verge of busting one out, and then I just thought don't, because actually we've still got something to do with today.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say something? Was that a faux pas of some sort?
No, carry on. Carry on, you're fine. You're doing fine. Yeah, it's great. No, I'm like...
I was just sliding under the table. You know what I mean,
yeah.
busting one out, just busting out a few sentences that, no? Okay.
Please stop talking. Please, I've got to be serious. Yeah, no, I really had to hold my tongue. I tried my best. I don't know whether it'll work, but at least I have
This is a much bigger conversation than we want to be having today. Yeah. You must be absolutely swimming with everything. So, that was a great meeting, and you can. Did I say something again?
I just busted one out.
You busted them out, and you're talking about swimmers, like that's swimming in it.
So many people have just been busting them out around you. You're swimming in.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. As far as help goes, I mean, I don't like. I'm absolutely terrified of talking to the Queen again. I know I mean well, and I just know I'm going to say something and it's going to sound like I'm just telling her to fuck off, and that's really not what I want to do. And you're like, you're way more charming than I am. So,
Charming.
just if I'm going to say anything that's stupid, or can you just say it in a way that sounds better? You know what I mean?
Well, repeat your sentences after you've said them in a way that's better.
No.
Because I immediately don't feel overly comfortable about doing that.
No. I mean, I don't really know what I mean.
No, to be fair, Lydia, what she meant there was.
The stress is quite a lot.
Every conversation between Kai and Agatha is fucking gold.
Will you just be there with me?
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
Of course I will. I'll. I mean, you've probably got a lot of running around to do, but I'll check in every now and again, and you can let me know if you need anything done before this evening.
Yeah. Do you know Queen Udall? Does she like you and stuff?
We have not had a conversation, but it is sort of my understanding that she is a fan of the family, and she had initial kind of conversations with my mother about potential. You don't want to hear about
Yeah,
that.
I do. I really do want to hear about it.
Palaces and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't want to hear about that. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I care, and if you want to talk to me about it, I will listen.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that you just dealt with Mother very well, and she's the pits. So,
Yeah,
I
she is.
I
Why does
think
she hate me so much?
she likes to hate people. It's her favorite thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can. Yeah.
Plus, I think she's completely obsessed with my life going a particular way, and anything that sort of diverts me from the master plan is she sort of wants to squash it, and I think in a few different ways you're changing the course of my life. So yeah, it's a bigger conversation. Like I said, this is all stuff that we might want to talk about at a calmer moment.
Yeah. We'll put a pin.
What I meant to say was you're acing it so far.
Thank you.
Keep going, and let me know if I can help.
Okay. Thank you. I will.
I think I can hear somebody calling me actually, so I'm just gonna.
Okay. Wait, one thing, and I'm just gonna pull him back for a kiss before, and then be like, okay, no.
He kisses you, and then he kind of leaves.
Sorry, Never.
Never's just sort of, she's just really busying herself with a bookcase. Fucking hell. All right, let's go to the transportation room.
Yeah.
And we'll put a pin in that. Or you'll like
meet
moving,
there, yeah.
and we'll go there. Okay. Sunny, Orion, you make your way to the transportation room. And there is a female dragonborn there who is the like mage on duty, who asks you if you essentially what's happened is Violet on the other side has put in a request, and they're like, whoa, don't know you.
Yeah. Oh,
So you have to come and vouch that this
yeah.
is something
No,
that's
no,
allowed to
I
come
know her. She works for my family and stuff. So like she's just, it's just a quick thing. She's just like, yeah.
And stepping out through the transportation circle is Miss Violet. She has rich brown skin. She has her hair up in a do. She wears this like feather light tailored jacket of purple maroon kind of color that floats behind her as she moves. She has flowy trousers on and sandals. She's holding a clipboard and a basket in the other hand. Sunny!
Violet, it's so good to see you.
So soon. Oh, wait, it's a treat. I didn't, I only just saw you, but it's so nice, It's
No,
got to be
I know.
important if you called me all the way over here.
It is actually really important. It's so important.
Right.
I give it, like Sunny gives her a big hug.
Yeah.
Goes, and this is Haraya. This is my friend.
Hello, big boy,
my friend,
right?
right?
Hi.
He's a Fey Prince. Haraya, this is Violet.
She immediately curtsies.
No, please don't. Oh.
Right, well, I'm here, so how can I be of use?
Right.
Let's
So
get to it.
we're gonna have to walk and talk, but basically what's happened is we found out a whole bunch of stuff. Loads of people have been dying, loads of stuff.
Oh,
But
that's a worry.
It's not really about the dying people. That's another thing, but it's fine.
Right.
So basically, the Queen Udal is here, and she's all like, we know something that we shouldn't know, basically, and she's all like, you've got to sign this paperwork. Or else, and we all know what or else means, not good. So like,
That's not good, no.
we were all saying all this stuff, and we were like, oh, maybe it was somewhat, and then we were like, hey, actually, our mate. Our friend in our cloister, she's on a scholarship, but apparently, well, it's sort of not a scholarship. Her family's paying. It's so complicated, Violet. But like her like it's like a whole thing. It's like 25 episodes worth of information.
No idea what that means, but it sounds really
Yeah, so
complicated.
basically, we were all like, okay, maybe we'll sign it, or maybe she'll sign it.
No. Really
If
filled out, right?
if the Queen, I know how to play my hand. If the Queen would pay for the rest of her tutelage, So we were like, we're doing. We've got a lawyer coming to like look at everything, but
Right.
basically, this is bigger than any of us have ever dealt with, sort of as individuals. And like this lawyer guy seems nice, but I don't really know him. And I know you, and I trust you, and you're well smart, and you're whip smart, and you're a fast reader. And I thought maybe you could like just sort of help out and kind of make this thing go a bit smoother than us trying to deal with a big city lawyer, and then
No, I get that. I'm honoured that you called me. I hope that my photographic memory, whatever that means, I just realised I don't know what that means. My good memory and my quick reading,
Your
I hope
perfect
that
memory.
comes into use. Right. Well, she goes, oh, hold this. She hands you over a basket that is, it's full of. Well, she says, you hold that. That's got some of those sweet gampartas that you like, the mango ones, and some tarny. And she starts writing on the top of her clipboard. Right. Okay. So we've got to try and put together some kind of negotiation so that she's not going to get under the thumb, so to speak, of the.
Exactly, and I just want someone who's got our best interest at heart, and like the lawyer might, but like also, I don't know the guy.
Right.
I don't know him.
All right. Well, I suggest that I meet her because she sounds really exciting, and
You can meet everyone.
I can meet everyone. That's great. And I feel like she's like writing down on her clipboard. I feel like it would be a really good idea if I don't think my expertise is in like planning and working out stuff behind the scenes. Maybe this lawyer guy can be the one that's like, I won't go in there, but he can go in there. I'll get everything like perfect to go in. Yeah. So I think something that might be quite useful is if you can like let me know all sorts of like details that I'll need to know, so that you can go about your day. If you just give me the information about like the school and stuff like that, then I can kind of get about my business and make sure it's perfect. But we've got to work out the ins and outs of it yet. Right. And I'll say that you guys kind of meet in the middle, otherwise that's just annoying to
we get lost, like we go different ways and it's like a whole thing.
And you spend some time like talking to her about Agatha. Why don't you say to her what it is that you're sort of hoping for? Because she's essentially going to say, right, I kind of think that I can, I'm hoping that I can be as helpful as possible, but what is it that you want? What is it that you're wanting?
Well, the main thing I'm wanting is, at the moment, if we sign these contracts, it's a case of if we say anything about what we've seen, we're just immediately killed, which I don't think is really fair. So I would like to argue that we have a fair trial if that happens. Right. The other thing I'm hoping for is to sort of offer myself out as a potential future mage for her to work with, because there's a thing that we found out about, and
don't tell me, for God's sake, otherwise you fucked it up already.
I know.
Yeah.
But we have knowledge, and I would like to continue working on that knowledge.
Right.
So that to prove myself to her. But the main thing I think is I just need to prove that I am like worthy of her sponsoring me, I guess.
Right, that's easy. This is going to be. Well, so far this sounds easy. You're looking for both years, yeah?
I mean,
you've got one already.
You
need the second. You need the second and the third, right?
Yeah, both years would be great.
And in turn, you're gonna have like a part-time job doing something for her while you're here, and then possibly work for her after.
Yeah.
But
so it's kind of like a job interview as well as a
job interview and a probation, and then I'm hoping we can reassess the situation like after the school year is up. Like whether she's like, yeah, you did a good job, like I'm gonna like pay for you, or like she's like, nah.
All right. Well, I reckon what happens in there in those negotiations, that's you and the lawyer guy that's coming later on, because I think that's the. But what I can do is, you tell me the names of all the people that could talk on your character. I'll go get them all.
All of them?
Yeah, we'll go get all of them. And we will just flood the school with people saying that you're amazing. We'll make a kind of whole show of it, yeah?
All right.
And it will be so overwhelming how talented you are that you'll be on a really strong point right from when you walk in. You'll be thought of as like a legend, an absolute legend before you even...
All right, but don't oversell me, because what if I'm like, not that good?
That ship
there's no overselling you.
Like, there's just we're in for a copper and for a gold,
Right, and also that's a like next month you problem. That's like a problem that you have to deal with in Epoch of Julian.
That's mostly on you to live up to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
what we need today is to kind of it's like it's a branding thing.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Told you she's smart.
So you write down everyone that you think has got a good word to say about you.
Okay.
And I'll go and rustle them all up, make them look respectable, wipe a rag over their pits, and we'll be ready.
I think it takes Agatha a while to write of them, and then like you look down and all she's written on the top is Dad. Oh, Pete.
Right, yeah, no, don't forget, though, names, because
Yeah, she don't
if
know
I just
who
go
your
out
dad
and look
is.
for your dad, that's going to take most of the day.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
And while she's doing that, Sunny, if you wouldn't mind letting me know, like, where the faculty rooms are, where,
Right.
like, how I get into town.
Absolutely,
like,
no
that
problem.
kind of stuff.
Got it all
Yeah.
ready. Got a little tourist map, the
Oh,
little...
perfect. No, that's perfect. And yeah, I have brought money, but at the moment I'm sort of struggling to work out what I do with it, other than if some of your people need to, like, a new outfit. I'm not sure what I would spend money on. I think we don't need that. So we'll see how it goes. We've got the whole day to worry about this, okay?
Don't let George bring his dog, though. I don't think that'll go down well.
You don't reckon? No, okay.
Well, it's mostly
Right.
because, dogs can't really give a character witness.
No, that is true, but sometimes, you never know. Some people, they love animals so much. Just having, it's just brighten up their day. It just improves their mood to have a animal around. I know what Sonny gets like when he's got Dilla next to him. He's a
Great
different
mood.
boy, isn't he?
An absolutely great mood, Like,
Yeah.
why not?
Should we bring Dilla in? No.
I don't think so. I probably wouldn't bring a riding
I can't think of a good
through
reason why
halls.
you'd bring a Marmo in.
No.
But I'll think on't.
And most people don't really view him as... Well, he's not really a pet as much as he's a mount. And,
Oh, he's fast, though.
he's rapid.
Unparalleled. Well, enough of this laughter. I've got a lot on my list already, and I'm going to get to it. You guys go about your day. This
Thanks,
is
Violet. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Thanks.
no, always. It's going to be. This is fun. This is different day for me. It's a different
Out
work
in the
day.
fields, getting it done.
Yeah, whole different region. Anyway, she's already, like, sort of chatting to herself, chuntering to herself as she, like, is writing down on her board and walking off.
Thanks, Sunny.
Well, it's just,
She seems great. Like,
No, she's incredible. Like, I won't joking when I'm like, she runs pretty much all of our lives. Like, she deals with all of our correspondence, and she's like an executive assistant to all of us, really, which is so helpful. Like,
new goal unlocked for Agatha. She's like, I'd love an assistant.
it's just like, this is a really big project, right? And just big projects and big tasks are so much easier when you've got an executive assistant.
Just having
It's
someone
just,
you can
like,
rely on.
just tightens it all up. You know what bits you can be doing and what bits other people can be doing. It's like a project manager. Like, it just makes life. Otherwise, you're like, it's all plates spinning. And you're like, no, she's got it.
So essentially throughout the day, Agatha, every time you sort of think of a new person that might be a possibility, you could just send the name and address or whatever off to find the hands of...
I'm not mistaken. I have a way to communicate with her when I'm in a certain radius, right? Or is that something?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
So I can just give the names to Sunny.
And I
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
boop, boop.
yeah. Along with, you can just, if she's ever needing to know where certain things are.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the toilet?
They don't got him here. It's mad.
I've been holding it in for 20 minutes now.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I undershot there, didn't I? Really?
25 sessions of D&D, all 4 hours long, and they've only played 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I blink.
And I sort of, yet again, while Sonny's talking to you, Agatha, you hear something in your head, which is the voice of Mallory, who says, Miss Fifield, if you wouldn't mind coming to the administrator's office.
Yeah, okay. Now. Yeah. I don't think this replies.
You don't get a response, it's just an announcement.
It's just an announcement.
Immediately you respond with a question. You're going to be one of those wizards who gets sending as a spell, casts it once, gets a question back, and go, oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying when people do that.
Oh, yeah.
I see now.
Yeah. No, I think There's some gremlin energy there of like, I'm gonna make you do another.
Girl's got to get a kick somehow on this day, on this stressful day.
Let me have some fun somewhere. All right, yeah, I'll go to the administrator's office.
What you see before you see Mallory, in fact, she doesn't really need to say anything to you because it sort of sorts itself out the moment that you get into the office, is Phineas Yehimini,
Hell yeah.
who is wheezing a little bit. And
It is up a hill, bless him.
he took a carriage, but it's still activity.
I'm so out of breath. Taking that carriage was just...
Got a stitch.
Miss Fifield, you're fast becoming the most talked about Solarayan of the epoch.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
A
Thanks.
hero's day is never done, as they say.
Yeah.
Tell me how I can help.
So here's the thing. The Queen Udal wants us to sign a contract and we don't want to sign it, so we're trying to negotiate a new one.
Okay. I'm gonna say that right there in that minister's office, you tell him the situation.
Now, Lily, we
No,
want to
you
go
don't
for
need
it
to-
all again.
No.
Well. I never thought when I left the house this morning that I would be speaking to a queen
Yeah,
in
it's
the
kind of-
evening.
Yeah.
Once again, this is a little outside of my speciality,
Yeah, I really should get to know some different lawyers, but sorry.
but you may actually be hard-pressed to find a legal mind in the city currently for whom this is in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna
Briefly, just briefly, I will explain. I will give some hours prep
Okay.
for this particular project.
Yeah.
And then I will retire home, put on some more appropriate clothing, and return in time to be by your side in the evening.
He's just in a leather harness.
Oh god.
You
For-
caught me being a pony.
For those
Giddy up,
hours,
Yehimini.
I think I would be happy to work pro bono, considering I'm talking to a queen for the first time in my life.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks. Yeah.
That being said, this does not apply to future work.
Oh, of course not. I can give you some money now if you want.
Each call out will be assessed for the cost, and my usual call out is 30 gold pieces with a variable hourly rate.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay.
No wonder he speaks so slowly.
I say this only because you are currently keeping me quite busy.
Okay.
I think it might be prudent for me to introduce you to somebody who could also help you and be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
If this is going to continue to be an every other day kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm really hoping I can just settle down at school quite soon and just get back to work. But
I
Appears to
think
be
you'll
some kind
find
of
that
campaign.
quite hard, actually.
Yeah.
You know, in my experience, and I'm not a powerful gnome, but in my experience, the more powerful you get, the more busy you get.
yeah, I was already busy. Just with the barmaid.
But I will. I think that one of the things that would be quite useful is if I speak to some of the you don't need to worry too much about this, but I wouldn't mind seeing the original document that they wanted you to sign
Yeah, I can get you that.
as like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
And a little before you go in, we'll have another little talk
Yeah, okay.
about what your hopes are and what you're looking for, yeah?
Yeah. Because I have told you some of the stuff I want, but another thing that I might want that I don't really know
Right.
is I don't know if this is asking too much or too little. I don't really understand, but do you know about getting invitations to the season?
Well, now you're not talking anything that I understand at all, no.
Alright, don't worry about it then.
Sadly.
I mean, we can go over it later. It's fine.
Right. You're wanting to go to have a palace season, are you?
No, not for me. I want an invitation for someone else.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's that's a multifaceted request, that.
Yeah.
We could go into it now if you wanted, but it's not
no.
again.
It was just like a maybe that, it'd be like a cherry on top kind of thing, but we don't have to. It's fine.
You're trying to get Mr. Fay into the.
Yes, he deserves it.
Okay. He gets some papers out and starts working on stuff and starts talking to Mallory, but essentially you have set your people up to do the document negotiation side of things and the PowerPoint presentation of why Agatha's a good deal kind of situation. And that's a little bit of the day gone already.
He puts his bridle in and just goes.
What's worse is, Tom, your mic didn't pick that up, so it was just the sound of skin touching.
Terrible.
Also true.
Fucking hate that dude.
I know. So much. I think Agatha
Just watching
hates
you
it
two
too.
start to the with frustration is really good.
The back itches. He was talking so slow.
I have to go 2 times on your voice notes to me, let alone, and you speak fast.
Right. So, with that all set up, tell me about going to the counselor, because that was another thing that we had on the books.
We go to the counsellor.
Why?
Is that Agatha asking?
Yeah. Ask his sonny.
Well, it's just, you guys saw a bunch of people die who were fighting ghosts, and I think a lot's happened in quite a short space of time, and I think it would do us some good, just to talk it out in a constructive space.
I mean, yeah, let's do this. I don't. You know what? We've all wanted to see what that fishy woman was all about. Let's just go and see what the deal
It's a
is.
side benefit
I
potentially,
see.
but
We need help. I like it. Yeah.
Agatha,
Yeah.
I really think you're getting the wrong end of the stick here.
I don't know. I kind of feel like we've taken things in our stride.
Yeah, I'm fine. This is
Right, I still hear you scream at that. No, look. A lot has happened, right? Even me, I had such a happy-go-lucky life before I came to the school, and I'm not saying oh, woe is me, because obviously not, right? But I just think it's worth having I had counsellors back home too. You don't only go when shit's going wrong. It's just really a helpful way for you to learn how to process the things that are going on around you, because as people, right, we're not immediately equipped to deal with everything that's happening around me, around you. There are tools that we can learn to
Isn't it part of like our education anyway? Is to like it's what makes us better than people who just learn as they go along on the road, right? It gives us an edge because we can be totally stable.
Like and it's obviously not going to magically fix us, but it's about having the tools to process things. Because
I
like,
don't know, maybe she's going to just magically fix us. She seems like
Oh,
No,
like, if she could just take that stuff out of my head, that'd be
oh, I
great.
thought you said you were fine. You didn't need fix it.
Shut up.
got ya zing.
Right. I think it's worth the four of us, because also maybe we learn something about each other, and maybe that we go like we learn. You know, maybe you guys figure out when I'm being especially manic, it means something or something. You know, like.
Sonny, did you book this already?
What?
Did you book this already?
Well, yeah, like it's fine, but like.
Wait, hold on. You booked this already?
Yeah.
Wait.
Cheeky little minx.
I mean, this kind of feels.
Like what?
What?
Oh, I that feels like behaviour we should chat about.
I mean, it's a kicking off point for sure. This is gonna be spicy.
Look, let's go. We can find out what this woman is like.
I just want to say, the people you surround yourself is society's first line of defense against you. You know, and the best thing you can do is give them the tools to defend, you know, them from your bullshit. Myself included.
We've got to defend
The
society.
world from my bullshit, and I've got to do the same for you, and Harriet, and Nevmo. You know.
Okay.
All right.
Alright. I don't know.
You-
Yeah.
Walk to the councillor's office, which is part of the Lofar wing, which is deep in the mountain, where a lot of the faculty rooms are, and the four of you go into Mistress Ygros's room.
I think as we're sort of heading there, I think like Horiath is sort of dragging his feet and just kind of as they're stepping up, it's he kind of goes, you know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I you know, I can sort out my, you know.
But it's not just about your stuff, mate. Look, I appreciate it. This might you come in because you need to learn stuff about us as much as we need to learn stuff about you. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I just, you know, I don't think, I don't know, I just don't I'm not sure.
Are you okay, mate?
Yeah, fine.
This is just a counselor, right? Like, this is not some like deep psychotherapy. We're not getting into it. This is about, you know, having the tools to deal with your like emotions and feelings and thoughts and stuff like that. We're not getting into like what our parents are like, you know.
I feel like I can deal with, you know, my emotions.
Harriet.
Riot, are you okay? You look kind of like you're sweating a bit or something.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh,
Wait,
that
do I
was
even
one
need to
too
roll
many
dice?
I'm fines for sure. That
No,
was.
no,
It
no.
was at least one too many.
It's okay.
Look, I just think, you know, I'm not sure we need some person to tell us how we work. I mean, we work as a team. We work, you know.
Right, and then no one's going to tell us how we work as a team. Like here's the thing, right? We can have this session and we can leave and go, actually, they were talking a load of bollocks and I'm not going to do any of that. Like, we have that right. No one's going to make us do anything. It's about, you know, getting extra tools. It's the same as listening to someone, you know, tell you how to swing a sword, you know? Just because you're not going to have a sword the whole time, like, it's useful knowledge. It's a tool, you know? It's a piece of equipment. But it's a piece of equipment for your mental toolbox.
Okay, well, listen, you know, look,
Do you
if
really... No, right. Do you
no,
really
no,
not
no,
wanna
look,
go?
no, if you want to do this, then that's okay. You know, I think we're okay. We're okay, right? You know?
Why do you think we're not? Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I just think we don't have to, delve into things that don't need to be delved into, I don't know.
Are you worried that
Never
something's gonna get said?
slips her arm into the crook of your arm and goes, "It'll be all right. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. If she's a fishy bent that tries to pry, I will cut her."
No. We can just leave. We don't need to cut them.
I mean, if
Let's say we'll see how it goes.
Right. Look, Hariath, I am not knowingly taking you to somewhere that will hurt you in any way. Know that I genuinely want us all to have the best chance of... Mate, we've seen people end up in the sand. People have died. Like, students, we need everything we can to help us survive. Like, this might be university and it might be the safest one out there, right? It's still fucking dangerous.
Mm.
And I want you to make it out the end of this with all of us. You know? Like, I had a counsellor in Quillar. And, everyone's like, Sunny, happy-go-lucky, whatever and stuff. Some of that is because I've learned how to process stuff. Right? I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm also dealing with a lot of stuff that I ain't never seen before, mate. I never seen someone die. Never. And I've never seen a black dog, so I've just got to, work through all of these...
So glad that you said dog.
Fucking hell, Lydia!
Jesus.
Christ!
okay, but okay.
We're not here to relitigate any conversations we've had in the past.
Kind of look over at Agatha just ever so quickly and just kind of go, okay.
That's not what this is about. Because I tell you something, if that's something you guys want to do, you can do it. I don't need to be there for that, unless you guys want.
Me neither. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like this ain't about. I'm not trying to poke a hornet's nest or nothing, right? Because also, if we wanted to have that conversation, Kai would be here. This is about the four of us understanding each other, so we can be a more effective and a safer team. Because I care about you, I care about all of you, and I want you all to be okay, and I want to be able to know the first signs of you not being okay.
Okay.
I imagine at this point you've been standing outside Mistress Ygros's door, and the door just opens, and
I sense tension.
just crawls out the top of the door like a spider on the ceiling.
Where, for anyone else that has been to the office of any of the faculty members, most of the rooms are very traditional.
How much Aborigine art does she have, and how chunky is that jewellery? These are facts I need.
There is at least 7 elephants in that. No.
That's my minimum for a therapist. And at least 2 masks.
Yeah.
And the chunky jewellery has to be at least bigger than a pound coin, each piece.
It is...
a wall of dolls.
Do not! Instead of this being a room with a traditional desk and the bookcases and everything, this is a room with lots of really big, plump-looking armchairs and cushions.
So we could say beanbags. I was like, I'm going.
Wow.
Beanbags that you just can't get out of, no matter what you try and do. And you see the armchair, in the far corner, this sort of mass sitting in the chair, with the stringy, greasy hair, wearing a gown that's appropriate of faculty, but it's so incredibly ill-fitting that it's not really looks like it's meant for somebody else. Come in.
Hello.
Take a seat. This is Cloister Dodecker. Wonderful.
That's us. Well, it's just like the 4 of the first years. It's not like none of the ghosts are here. At least I don't think. And also, like, none of the second year like are like they're not here.
I think Hariath just sort of takes a seat and kind of like does that like fidgety kind of getting.
There is
How am I
no
meant
way
to
this chair's
sit?
going to feel comfortable to Hariah.
It's just a touch too low, so your like knees come up a little bit. And you feel a kind of the moment that the door shuts behind you and closes, you sort of feel this wash of feeling that you had the last time that you were in her presence, which is a it's fairly easy to resist. It's not being kind of forced on you, but there is a sort of general light wash of a feeling that's like, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. So, tell me what you would like to talk about.
Well, I mostly just sort of wanted to, have a chat with all of us because, like, we've seen just like a lot of stuff lately, and I just want to make sure that we're all like processing it and stuff like that. And that's it. Basically, we've seen a lot of shit over the past few days and weeks.
There's this moment, Sunny, as you're talking,
Shit
where
explodes.
you continue talking, but your consciousness like lifts a little bit out of your body and into a dark space. There is no noise here. There's no breeze. It's an easy, warm atmosphere. And it is just you and her. And she isn't kind of repellent in the way that she seems to be in the real world. She doesn't look different in any way, except that you don't find her strange looking anymore. Sunny.
Right, you've got to warn people before you do that. Please warn Hariath, because it's going to be a whole thing if you don't.
You do care so much, don't you?
I mean,
You just have a lot of love for your friends who you've brought.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that you would like to talk to me about?
No, I just want to make sure that they're like processing this shit they're seeing. Like I also need to process the shit I'm seeing stuff. But like I've been to
What kind of things have you seen?
people dying, like just gross shit mostly. Loads of stuff. It's dark. It's dark out there. Worms, big ones. Worms.
Yeah. Yeah. She takes a moment to let a silence happen. And you seek the answer to the quandary of your power. You can't control them and their quest to put their bodies between evil and the needy. And you love them. And they could die. And you might blame yourself. And yet you love them anyway. And so you already have the answer.
I'm the bloody answer. That's so rough to hear. You absolutely. No, like, look, I super get what you're saying, and absolutely that is a conversation we've had, you know, and I made a whole big thing about not going somewhere where I can't help them, and then they did it anyway, and I'm just glad they're okay. And like, yeah, absolutely, you know, if something terrible happens to one of them, I'm probably going to blame myself. But do you know what I'll do? I'll book a session with a therapist, because like I'm going to need a lot of help when that happens. If that happens. I hope it do. But like, we're seeing so much shit, and like before this, Horizon was just in a fully different place, you know. Nevma's got like this dark cloud hanging over her, and Agatha was a barmaid, and now she's seeing like people from her hometown dying. I just want to make sure, you know, that they've got the tools to process everything that's happening around them. Like, so much is happening you wouldn't even know.
And
So
you
much.
have the tools
No.
yourself to...
Oh, is in like therapy tools? Well, I've got some of it, but like it's in like how to like what having emotions is healthy and all those things. But like, I ain't never seen no one die, so I've like not like spoke to a counsellor about it. It's mad. I also like got knocked the fuck out by one of those worms. It was rough, but it's fine. Rose was there, so it was no problem. Yeah, like lots of stuff's happening, but I just want to make sure that they and me, you know, like I'm not immune to any of this. We've just got what we need to process dealing with horrible things happening around us, and sort of it's a lot around us, and it starts to feel like, oh, like why is it centered on us, or is that like a egocentric view of the horrors of the world, you know?
She's giving out like this like pulsing aura of you have got this, is the message that you feel that she isn't speaking, that seems to have, over the course of you talking to her, has slightly shifted from it's okay to you have got this. You have got this. It seems to like ripple out like a stone in water. And she smiles and gives you like a little wink, and goof, you are back in the room in like fast enough. Fast enough that you hear yourself say the end of the word that you were saying before you went into the other space. And she says, that sounds like a very good idea. Well, very wise to bring your friends here. Let's hear from somebody else.
Right, everyone, they're going to do like a thing, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine, so just sort of trust it. I would really like if we all were like here together in this space. I would appreciate that.
Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, hi, I'm Agatha. What do I say? Oh.
And you are in this like void space.
Welcome to the therapy zone.
And you are only really for a second in this dark space, and then it's almost like it sort of rolls out in hexagons. You see this landscape of the kind of coarse wildflowers that you get on the plains, and you feel a kind of wind blowing that just gives you that feeling of that refreshing feeling that you don't get when you're down in the mountain part of the wing of the school. Like, you get that feeling of like, oh, I can breathe finally.
Fresh, yeah.
You've brought me somewhere very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Has this been quite a big day for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's quite like it's quite a lot. And look, I can everyone else hear me like right
No,
now?
no. This is very
Okay.
private.
Look, Sonny wanted us to come do this, and I'm like, I hear what he's saying, and I want to do this, but I don't really have time for it. You know, I've got to like prep for like speaking to a queen and like just a bunch of other stuff. You know, like oh god, if you could see my to-do list, you know. So, if we can just, you know,
You've never had detention in this school, have you?
what?
You've never been given detention. You've never put a foot wrong, have you?
No. Oh no.
What?
No.
No.
Is this detention?
No, but there is an ability that some faculty have that if you need to be put in detention, time passes for you, but not out there. And I took that and made it a more my kind of thing. So you just have all the time in the world.
So are you telling me if I got detention, if I really wanted like a quick...
Now,
No.
Agatha, you can't game the system. But I like it. It's cheeky.
Alright.
It feels wicked to take what you want, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
selfish, so inappropriate. Like you're reaping the benefits of other people's suffering. No? Your place here? You might get this afternoon. If you don't define yourself as a barmaid, as just a local, as poor, as ill-fitting to walk those halls, then what? Who does that inconvenience? If you define yourself as somebody who is a powerful being of intellect and magic, a rare creature of loyalty and passion, who will be unable to put you in a box the shape of a poor little barmaid? When you become such a powerful mage that you can change the shape of the world, will you still let people speak to you like you don't belong? I'm not even talking so much about your learning here. I'm talking about the woman who has a mind fast like the rapids of a Gogos, a wit sharper than a dragon's tooth, and a heart as true as Desamor. If people treat you like you should be eternally grateful for your circumstances, then let that speak to their fragility. There are people who only wish to be in your company, who feel lucky to know you. And she kind of takes her hand and pulls away some long grass, and you peek back into the room that has you mid-word, and like Hiriath, who's like slightly white knuckling his armchair, and like Sunny, who's just so eager for everybody to like get involved in this healthy thing that he wants for everybody, and Nevma, who's like just like she's like beady-eyed, like looking at this like fishy woman, being like, I want to say something because something's going on and I can't work it out. You have people who see in you what you do not.
Yeah, I guess. I just, sometimes I think, you know, if a terrible thing didn't happen, then I wouldn't be here. and they wouldn't be my friends. And then I feel bad for feeling grateful that a terrible thing happened.
Sometimes a man will walk down the street and fall down a hole. And in that hole, he meets a lovely little rat who tells him a funny little story. Does that man feel guilty that he heard a funny story today? No. He says, "Thank you, little rat." And then he's lost in the sewers, but it's grateful he's got a story.
Is this Ratatouille?
Look, sometimes a man gets bit on the head by a lizard folk, and then he becomes a best-selling hit.
Okay. You really had me up until that last bit, but I think I get it. Wow.
Just leave you with a joke in it.
Okay, so, like, what? I just keep doing what I'm doing? Oh.
Yeah, but powerful woman.
Alright. I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She smiles at you in this really broad way, and it sort of occurs to you that she doesn't even really look like she doesn't have. You sort of in your memory of her, she had all of these weird warts and pimples on her face, and they're not there anymore. She's actually got a rosy hue to her cheek, and she's got quite an infectious smile to her, and you're back in your seat, kind of finishing the end of the sentence. That's like, oh, what do I say?
Yeah. What do I? And just a tear is rolling down the street. Wait, why am I crying? Why am I crying?
I love the idea that it's not super speed. So you've just gone, what do I say? I don't even know what.
Sounded like Yehimini in a rush.
And Nevma says, well, if I just feel like we have been doing really well, and and then she just looks at her lap and just nods. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for seeing us. I think we're done here.
Over. Yeah.
And you find yourself in a space that are the forests, very like the forests on the Agvi estate. The vivid red leaves that when they flutter, you see that the underside is purple and the top side is red. And that smell in the air. Ooh! This is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. I'm fine. Really.
She squares up to you and she reaches out with these hands that look so her fingers look really long, but as she picks your hands up, you see that her hands actually look kind of normal when they're holding your hands. You are fine. You are fine.
Yeah. I'm okay.
You are okay.
Yeah. I mean, do I have things to think about? Yeah. But it's it's fine. It's fine. We'll
It is, it's fine.
How are you saying that? It sounds like you're saying it like, you know, it is. It's okay.
It is. It is okay. This place is so beautiful. How does your heart not break for it?
I miss it. But I did what I had to do. I came here.
I mean, I'm just very surprised you don't walk with a stoop. You've taken to carrying around the woes of others. So many other woes. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. But because your heart is pure, you cannot set down that legacy of injustice. Because your heart is pure, you keep a ledger of the wrongs that you cannot right. Because your heart is pure, you don't speak a word of how much you want to jump and run and hear the song of the nymphs in the wind. How much you want to taste and drink again, to feel your real body in its entirety, to dance, to really, really dance till the floor cracks under your feet, to feel the closeness with the font again. You don't tell them that you are a 10-foot being in a 7-foot body. You devote yourself to their matters, their plane, because everything you left behind is too much to embrace. All these things, they will make you a very fine ruler, Lord Agvi.
My sister wants it more.
You, the ruler of passion and grace, of patience and impatience, of the tamed and the untamed, of loyalty and heartache. You, the ruler of humility, that could very well change your homeland forever. But you would give it to your sister who you know would not. Because you love and fear her. That also makes you a good ruler. That love.
Well, anyone else would do what I did. It's not. I'm not. I'm not scared of her. I don't want to be.
Why did you leave your home? Why did you leave this beautiful, beautiful place?
Because my father asked me. He asked me to. He asked me to come and.
He asked you? He asked you. Or he just asked? Why did you come here?
She wanted. She wants it more. She wants it all more than me.
It doesn't matter, does it? If she wants it more. That's not how your world works. I see it. I see it in your face, in your eyes. Your heart is telling me.
But what would she be willing to do? To get it?
If you had stayed, what is your fear? What would she do?
Doesn't matter.
You
I
can
didn't
say
stay.
it. You can
No,
say
I can't. I can't. She's my sister.
she is your sister, and she loves you, but she still would have done it. Say it. It's okay. It's not your fault. None of this is your fault.
If I stayed, she would have killed me.
She would have tried to kill you. She might not have killed you, and that would have been worse.
Whether she tried or she did, the outcome's the same. I still would have died.
No.
A part of me would.
You ran to protect her. So she didn't have to try and fail. So you didn't have to lose your sister, who you love. Everything you do is for love.
I mean, would it even have mattered? I mean, turns out I'm not even a full Agvi.
No one is a full Agvi. That requires something different. You know who your father is. Your real father is. You didn't get either. And yet you are so strong, and so full of love, and forgiveness, and compassion. You are so humble. This was a big first one. People don't. This is.
I told you I'm fine. I'm
You
fine.
are fine. Fine. I'm not going to lie to you. I hope you come back because this is going to be hard to forget. This is so pretty.
Yeah, I miss it.
See you soon. You are back, holding onto the arms of the chair.
I'm far.
Well, what a lovely group. I don't have any worries about any of you.
I told you, Sonny.
So, this was a bit different than what I was expecting, but it feels like it was maybe valuable all the same. How are we feeling?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay, Agatha's crying.
I'm not crying.
Never's gone quiet. Harayeth?
Yep. Fine.
Great.
Okay, so do you all feel like bottling up everything you learned and experienced in here is healthy?
I think this was perfect.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I'm very proud of all of you. Come again soon.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Okay, bye.
Can we not just sit for 5 minutes now? Okay.
Two like long fingers as she does it back to you.
Oh, yeah. Nope, that'll do
We're
it.
going to go get some lunch. Because it's like midday right now and I'm starving.
Yeah, you head to lunch. It's just the end, like the tail end of lunch, and I feel like the lot of you are like.
How are you all doing?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, nothing was sort of like more than what I thought I knew. I was like, yeah, no, like I sort of got to where I thought I would get to. It was different than what I was expecting, sort of as an experience. So for that, I do apologise. But I hope you all sort of like value in going to a counsellor.
Yeah, I gotta get detention.
What? Why? What have you done? What did you do in there? What on earth did you do to get detention
You
while in
cheeky
therapy?
minx.
You want a nap? Get detention.
Or I could just have a nap.
Oh, no. If you got time to have a proper nap, then yeah.
Why? Right? Are you okay? I know you were a bit worried about going in.
Yeah. Hey, Sonny.
Yeah?
Next time I need to go, I think I'm gonna book it.
That's fine. It was just, I wanted to introduce, so just for your all like, I thought we was all going to go in there, talk as a group.
You thought it was like an intro to counselling.
No, I just thought it would be like, not non-magic counselling, which I suppose is my own thought, It's my
Yeah, we are
it's
at
my own
magic
fault
school.
for like a magic school. Everything's bloody magic. So like, I thought it would be like
Everything's bloody magic.
I thought it would be like normal counselling. So like I didn't expect that situation. In fact, the first thing I said when she did it to me was, "You better warn Harayeth because he's gonna lose his noggin."
Oh, it was nice. I was back in the Feywild.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I was in a big dark expanse.
Oh.
Huh.
I was in the Shadowfell.
Oh no! Never. What happened? Like you were so quiet after.
I don't think that I can talk about it.
It's okay. And Sonny's just gonna give her a hug. Let's go get some lunch. Or maybe if you all want to sit somewhere else, I can run in and grab lunch, and we don't have to go into the big busy hall.
I kind of find the white noise of it all quite comforting, but I'll happily go wherever anyone else wants to go.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I've done enough thinking about things today already. I'm more than happy to sit with people.
Yeah,
Okay,
sit with people.
let's go.
You find a few other people who are just finishing up their lunch. I don't know. I'll let you decide who that is that you find that you have a little soup or a salad or whatever it is that you like for your lunch.
Soup or salad is what we've got left, sorry.
I feel really bad. It's probably Bing Bong who is like super excited to tell us about their day, and I imagine like.
So guess who won the Battle of the Bands?
Sunny's got his arm around Nevma. Agatha's just sat there leaning her head on Horiath, and Horiath's leaning back, like eyes glazed. Like, yeah.
You guys are like you're such good listeners, more than usual.
Sonny's just eating.
Yeah.
Love you, Bing Bong.
Alright.
Hmm.
So, you know you've got a mount now, the big bouncy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? I didn't want to ask, but like.
Oh, well, it's Gerald.
It's Gerald.
He looks like a Gerald. He does look like you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah. I mean, you've met. I'm having a real panic because it's definitely Gerald. What?
You actually have, because I've been keeping tabs on it. You have not shown anybody Gerald in little form.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know Gerald had a little form, apart from the plush that also I haven't seen.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it.
That is Gerald little form.
That is Gerald.
Oh, right.
Oh, he's just my bud.
No, that's fine. Look, I get it.
Is a Gerald a creature from like the Feywild?
Not really. Listen, I mean, Gerald. I made Gerald when I was a child. I'll show you when.
You were sewing when you were a kid.
No.
You made that mount. How?
No.
I'm so sorry, Horiath. I was just going to ask if you wanted to go for a ride sometime.
Yes.
I wasn't really sort of, trying to. I figured, I thought I'd go. Hey, maybe we could, go for a ride sometime because you need to take Dilla out to the plains or something where you could roll a bit easier. Some more.
No, that sounds nice.
Never like swigs from her flask. Yeah, but say about how you made Gerald.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I need like.
I mean, look, I had a little cuddly toy when I was a kid.
Nice.
Okay, this sounds normal so far, yeah.
And some Fae, when they're young, come into their magic early, and imbue things with some of their magic, and that's what Gerald is.
Sick.
When you were a baby.
thinking back to a conversation, like a time of a memory of Isolde and Isolde with her snake that kind of flopped a bit, and then Gerald with me with Gerald, and like I think there's just that moment of kind of going back to the counselling, and like sort of ringing through his head is just Isolde's voice saying that she would cut Gerald's head off or something like, if you didn't shut up about him or something, and
making you feel like you're boasting when you talk about it. Yeah.
And I just say, I mean,
that's incredible, Horiath.
Yeah. That's so cool. Wait, so it was like a cuddly toy, and now it's like real, like you can ride it.
Yeah, I mean that's new. That is new.
Oh, okay.
How big was the cuddly toy?
Yeah, how big was it?
Kind of about.
Oh, okay.
Yay big.
That's so.
It's cool though, dude. Like.
You'll get to meet him. When we go back.
I've actually already met him because you rode him into the city with us that one time. And
Yep, I mean little.
Oh right. Oh,
little
okay.
as well. Yeah, for sure.
Do you think we'll ever, Horiath, I really want, I know this is like really selfish and maybe I'm saying something that's a real like whoopsie in your world or whatever, but like I want to like see what you're like there, like, do you think we'll ever go to the Feywild and see you, like, not like this Harath, but like the Feywild Harath?
I mean, I don't know. I hope so. At some point in the future. Things are complicated at the moment, but
No, you don't have to talk about it,
yeah.
but also
I mean,
you could if you wanted.
Look, with clipping as well, you won't see me as my full form when we go back there anyway. I mean, my father's still clipped at the moment, and it's been a season pretty much for them. So I could be stuck like this.
How long's a season for us? Like, how long's a Fey season for us?
Oof. We're getting into it. I think it depends. It could be as short as
Like 2-3 months, like it is here?
it could be shorter. It could be longer.
I get it. It's like trying to guess how big a carrot is from above the ground.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Because you're
I mean,
that could be like a foot long, but then when you pull out all the greens and the carrot bit's like this big, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah. I mean, it's why the forentering is such a huge deal, because if you don't give the proper reverence, you might have a season that is so short that you can't harvest or sow the crops,
that
or
mean,
so
like-
long that you have a
Does that
like
mean like
starvation.
you might go to forendering and you don't know if it's your last one? Because the season might be like really long and like maybe you don't make it or something. Like, can it
I mean,
be that long?
not to get too political, but do we ever really know how long we've got? Political, philosophical. I'm sorry,
Right,
my
I was about to
mind
say-
is.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it's fine, you got it, yeah.
No, but right. Anyway, I just want to say thank you all for coming into counselling. It was very different from what I expected. I hope you all got something from it, but I do think that this should be us opening the door to talking about how we're feeling more.
Okay.
You know, because we're like, oh look, we're in the room of a mass murderer, going to bed now, and then we all close our separate rooms and stuff like that, and sort of like deal with that up here. When we could, we could talk about it. And like, you don't have to talk about it all the time, or you don't have to talk it straight away. Like, I'm just saying, I want to get us more comfortable talking about the stuff we've seen. And, like, you guys saw loads of ghosts and stuff, and loads of dead bodies, and I saw some worms. So we're about even. I'm joking, of course.
Look, if you want more slumber parties, then by all means we can.
Yeah.
More than happy.
I just think I don't want people to think they can't talk. Is all.
It's good.
Because that's how you feel alone, even when you're not alone.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, I forgot the hot sauce. This tastes like cardboard.
Well, that is a plate.
Don't need the napkin either.
Arrive just can't tell the difference between the paper plates and the day-old flatbreads that are
Picks
left.
up the full sandwich plate and all, and yeah.
Crunchy.
It's like a goat just munching on a fabric fucking napkin.
It's chewy. Mm.
Get it out.
Right.
And you have afternoon classes and clubs.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck,
Oh,
what class have we
shit.
got?
That's a good question.
What club have we got?
What day is it?
Well, I mean, I'm only
It's
really doing. Let's be
Saturday, I
honest. I'm
think.
not doing my second club. I've just only ever been doing mountain racing.
You've basically got secondary and primary and your clubs, which is it, or is it a day one? Anyway.
It's the first of Brun, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Agatha.
Yes.
You are you're coming out of your last class of the day, and someone comes up to you, kind of Auburn. He's a guy, white shirt, leather trousers, always leather trousers. Like dark auburn hair, and says, I wonder if you could direct me to the sanatorium.
You talking to me?
I beg your pardon, yes I am.
Yeah? Yeah, I can take you to the sanatorium.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much.
That's alright. I'm a student here, by the way. I don't work here.
No, I guessed that.
Okay.
I had guessed that. Thank you. Do you what?
Baggage.
What do you How do you like it?
Here? Yeah, it's good. It's great. I'm sorry. Are you like? Does Agatha recognize this person? Does he work here? Is he a student? Like, who is this guy?
Roll history.
Agatha is so thrown by someone out of like the immediate friendship group talking to her. She's like, no
Sorry,
one
who-
ever
I'm
talks to me.
full of NPCs. Actually, I can't have any more.
What am I rolling? History.
Yeah.
12.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it here. Yes, it's good. It's good. What about you? Do you like it here, or are you visiting?
Mhm.
You're visiting.
Mhm.
Okay.
What do you study?
I'm a wizard. I'm studying abjuration.
Mm.
Yeah, which is fun. What about you?
No.
No. Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, who are you?
Oh, is this it?
No. Sorry, who are you? No, I'm not taking you there yet.
Is this? We're going in the right direction, though.
I'm not gonna tell you. I wanna you could be anyone. Like, I don't like. You're not a student. You're a visitor, and you're just like.
You can call me Matthias.
All right, Matthias. Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Matthias. My name's Agatha.
Or Matthias, if you're from that side of the world.
Which would you prefer?
Either is absolutely fine.
What side of the world?
Yeah.
You know.
I fucking know, but like.
Okay. Wow. And like, so what are you doing over here?
I'm going to the sanatorium is what I'm trying to do, but you won't walk.
All right, we can walk,
Okay.
Matthias. I'm just. Look, I have a big thing later, and I'm trying to practice my communication skills, and you're not helping.
Or am I?
No.
Right.
You're not. Sorry, what do you need at the sanatorium?
Are you a tabard?
Yes.
How does he know what that was?
And what's that like?
It's like it's hard but rewarding work. Are you looking to be a tabard? Or are you looking to work at the sanatorium?
No.
Oh god. Right. Okay.
Is this it?
Yeah. We'll go. Look, this is it. We're going in a minute. But like.
No, that's the apiary.
Oh, hi, Agatha. What are you doing in the stables?
Yeah, actually. Matthias, like, what?
Will you pop in with me?
Yeah, I'm coming in with you. I don't know who you are, and I don't think it's my responsibility.
Matthias!
Yeah, Matthias. Where are you from, Matthias?
What kind of a question is that?
I don't know. I'm from Solaria. Nice to meet you.
I'm from Maridia. Nice to meet you.
Okay. All right. Okay. God.
You
Right.
know your way around, though, right?
Oh, I don't like this.
Inside the sanatorium.
Yeah, I know my way around, Matthias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you take me to the 3rd floor?
Nope.
Why are you doing this?
I will take you to reception, and whoever's on front desk can help you
They'll
out.
let me through, but once they do, will you take me up to the 3rd floor?
I will come with you. Yeah, like, we're gonna go speak to Master Al-Qaeda together, or like whoever's on front desk. Okay.
It's,
It's just so triggering to Tom, he can't bear it.
first of all, I'm fucking flipping through my fucking file of facts going, do I know a Matthias?
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm going, is Master Arcady going to ask you to prom? Is this his proposal?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna take him to front desk.
So wait, you took him all the way to the
Sanatorium.
sanatorium, and now you're taking him
No,
back to...
the front desk at the sanatorium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that was that.
As you kind of walk on,
Yeah.
you put your tabard on that I imagine is always in your bag, even though this is actually an arcane needlework day for you. But you
Yeah. I'll go. Yeah.
pop your tabard on, and Al-Qaeda is actually coming out of his office, and he goes, "Go ahead," before you even speak, before your mouth even opens.
Can I mouth to Master Al-Qaeda? Who is this? All right. Yes, Matthias, I will come with you.
Can you can lip read, right? Do you you
Yeah.
have that as part of your thing? He mouths to you. Sorry, I just don't want to say the name wrong, and I did write it down.
Matthias.
It's Matthias.
If you're from that part of the world.
If you're not, it's Matthias Matthias.
He says, he mouths to you, 3rd floor, room 9, Willa Udal.
Oh, room 9. Sorry, what's the name?
Willa
Willa.
Udal.
It took you so long.
That was really so good, right, guys? That was a fun moment.
My mouth's been hanging open for a good 2 minutes. You go,
I was
"Oh."
going 3rd floor, room 9, Willa something.
Now, can I just remind you that you've actually not been to the 3rd floor?
Yeah, I've not, but he's asked me to go with him, and Master Al-Qaeda gives off that impression of like that kind of teacher or whatever, that if they asked you to do something, even if you didn't feel like you could do it, you'd be like, he thinks I can do it, therefore
He
I can
knows
do
that
it.
you're up to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Nice day we're having. Yeah. This way.
First year, this will be your first time up on the 3rd floor, won't it?
Yeah, I've not been up here before.
You're like walking up the staircase that takes you to the different floors, and when you get to the 3rd floor, there is a very large fortified iron door, and there's somebody on the other side who you can hear deadbolts moving, and the door is open. And to start off with, it looks like the other floors, long corridors of rooms on either side. But as you start walking, you realize that these rooms are all much more fortified and much more personalized. I mean, it's the same way on the 1st floor, right? That
Yeah.
each room is personalized to the specific needs of the person who lives there. But this is sort of more so, and more of everything. You sort of realizing that anyone on the 3rd floor is either much more dangerous, or has much more care needs, or needs to be kept away from the sort of thoroughfare of all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And he stops a little way down the corridor and turns round to you. Well, look. I'm grateful that you took the time out of your day to bring me here.
Oh, it's fine, absolutely fine. I'm really sorry if I was kind of rude.
No, that's fine. I sort of wanted to get a good idea of what you were like without you knowing who I was.
Yeah.
And now I think I've got a pretty good idea.
I swear I'm nicer. Just I can be.
I wouldn't
polite.
want you nicer. I mean, I wouldn't want you either way, but I'm not asking for you to be nice.
Okay.
Nice doesn't really cut it a lot of the time.
No.
And if you work here, if you're a tabard here, and Al-Qaeda thinks it's all right for you to come up with me, see Willa.
Yeah.
I don't get to see her very much. But I wonder if you'd sit with me a moment.
Yeah, of course. Whatever you need.
And he puts his hand to a door and it opens to his palm touch. And you walk into this room. It's beautiful. There are flowers in jars, in vases all around. And on a bed in the middle of the room is like the unconscious form of a woman. And he goes and pulls up a chair like he's done it a number of times before. Like, he automatically goes to a particular chair and pulls one up and indicates that you can sit in it. And he pulls another one up on the other side of the bed and sits down. She's, well, Al-Qaeda calls it locked in. She's my sister. She was a little ahead of me when I came here. She's a bit older than me. And God, I just miss her a lot. But we're lucky really, because from what I see, or what I understand, what Al-Qaeda tells me, is that when she was here, she built a world for herself in her mind. And now she can't get out. So, better than some here. But she's not coming back.
I'm really sorry.
Like I say, I'm lucky. But I'll just sit with her a while. If you need to go and do some stuff, then you can, but...
I can sit here. Here.
She can't hear us or nothing, so...
Do you know that?
Yeah. It's more for me, really. I sort of... I comfort myself that she would never build a world that was anything other than lovely. So I just think, I don't blame her for closing the door and not coming back. I just hope she's having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she is. But I'm sure she misses you, too.
Maybe.
I like
Hey, your friend Hayes she's getting my shift. That's why I can be here. She's looking after my mother for the afternoon.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, do you not know her very well? Sorry,
No,
I sort of
do.
thought that you
No,
were all
I do.
friends.
Jesus is great. Like she's like seeing my friend and like she's great. Yeah.
Which friend? I love gossip.
Oh, I really shouldn't. I can't say it's not.
But she won't say anything, is she?
Yeah, but you might say something.
No. Follower of a ban? Why would I? Come on.
I mean,
I love gossip. I won't say anything.
I'm sure Hazes will tell you if she wants to tell you. That is not my secret to give away. I couldn't possibly say. Couldn't possibly say if she was dating, anyone from this plane or another.
This is absolutely a test of whether you can say whether you can keep a secret.
I know it is, but I wanted to gossip so much. Ugh, fuck. I know, I'm fucking it. She doesn't really say that. Agatha's not gossip.
Said it in the character voice.
Right, so what do you say?
I just said I wouldn't say. That's not my business. I'm really messing up this whole day, I think.
Why do you think that?
Well, I was just extremely rude to you all the way here. You know what? It's better when I don't talk, actually. I'm good. Please, carry on.
You're all right.
I appreciate that a lot.
I mean, don't be rude to my mother. She cares. I don't care.
Okay, yeah.
But this was... I think Willow would have liked you as well.
Oh, I like to think so.
All right, well...
This is what it is, isn't it? This is what your mum's working on.
I wish I could say it was, but it's not.
There's got to be something, right? If nothing but hope that maybe one day she'll just, when she's done, come back.
The little that I know of what goes on here, we've never known anybody to mend what's cracked. Anyway,
Yeah,
thanks for bringing me here.
that's all right. Do you want me to go now?
No, I want you to show me out.
Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, yeah. Do you want me to take you back to anywhere in particular, or just anything else you want to see? Like while you're here.
I don't know. Take me the long way back.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Happening it is.
Right. Do you like meat? Have you ever had the best meat in Solarea?
Peanut meat.
Yeah.
They call it peed. It's great.
My dad does this thing when he pours himself on. He goes, "I've peed myself."
I knew that was the joke, and yet it still made me fucking go.
Because Pete would do it. Pete 100% would do it.
It's real Pete humour right there.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, Ags, peep yourself.
I like to think Tracy loses her shit every time. Like she
Every
finds
time.
him hilarious.
Pete sat there going, hey, you'll never guess what. I'm thinking of doing a watermelon mead. Do you get it? You get it? Yes, Dad. It's the same joke, just
Yeah.
with a different letter. Like,
Tracy's pissing her. What's the joke? What's the joke? It's weed. It's weed, Mum.
Oh God.
It's not changed much since I've been here.
When did you?
It's nice to be back.
Like, when did you leave?
Oh, long time ago. I'm old.
Are you?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I feel like he doesn't look old. Like.
He doesn't look that. I mean, he looks like he could easily be faculty.
Yeah. Okay.
But sort of doesn't. Yeah, he looks maybe like 40 years old.
Okay. I thought he was doing that thing like, I'm so old. I'm like 28, and you're like what, 20? Like that kind of.
you want to go on a date?
Yeah, I really like it here.
It seems though that you're doing quite a lot of like local adventuring,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's
like
not
a local hero.
I wouldn't say a hero, but I would say, just
Some would.
Maybe I am a local hero, if that's what people want to call me. Yeah, I mean, just stuff.
Have you given much thought to what you want to do after?
No, I've sort of just taking it day by day, because you can like plan your whole life out, and then it can just like sort of change suddenly. So I'm sort of feeling a bit like, what's the point in like planning the rest of your life, because anything could happen. So
Anything.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for walking me round.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a busy day for you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the time.
It's alright. Anytime.
Bye.
Bye.
And as he like turns, he like, even though he's just been wearing a shirt, he like pulls up a hood, and there is a black like hood and his armor that he was wearing when he was standing in the parlor before like appears over his form, and the hood goes up, and he is edgelord again.
Shit, that's cool. Wait, how do I do that? I want to do that.
No, he's just got one of those fucking rain macs where the hood rolls into the collar.
Oh, yeah.
The zip.
It's
just goes-
magic. Oh wait, I've got my hair caught in it.
It's a packer mac. Like, it's just calm down.
Cool. Okay, so you get to it gets to like the late. You've done your clubs now, and you've got to say if you're doing anything. I know I say this all the time, but interrupt me if you're doing anything, because what's happening is that, Agatha, you probably get this weird feeling of like, I realize there's a ton of people that's doing stuff for me, and I'm not talking about the times when you're like going to people and saying, can you make sure that you think about this person and try this person, because that's sort of time consuming. But if there's something specific that you want to attempt before the renegotiation.
I would quite like a dodeca meeting.
Yeah.
Close to dodeca meeting with everyone of like, guys, I'm gonna like basically just let everyone know my plan and make sure they're on board of like, yeah, that would be great if I don't want them all having to sign a contract that means like that's the same as before and I'm the only one getting something. The thing I want them to get out of it is they understand they have to keep it a secret, but they will get a fair trial if they do speak about it, and making sure everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
Or like, is there anything else you think I should like try and like either request or get changed in the contract or something, or like I'm gonna offer to like keep an eye on this thing. Does
You
anyone?
get to offer that, right? But I want to just
Yeah.
put it to you
Yeah.
that you could also not.
Not
yeah,
offer.
that's like a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like, you already have, your apony and your studies. Like,
Yeah.
if you ever, if you feel like you're in a good negotiation spot, then just drop that one, because
Also, the last people that were charged with looking after it died.
Yeah. Well,
And-
they were killed by so. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But in the nicest possible way, if you find out more about it and it turns out that it's not a good thing, and then we all have to, like, as unhealthy as it sounds, at least if you don't have to work on it, it's
Yeah,
peace of
that's
mind.
true.
It's
That's
out of
true.
sight, out of mind, and
Alright,
we.
yeah.
I feel like if we find out that it's doing something really, really awful, further down the line, we're all gonna want to talk about it, you know.
Yeah, like if it's like a, honestly I can't think of a bad orb off the top of my head. But like if it's a bad orb, like
let me tell you a story.
if it is like a bad orb, right,
Yeah.
doing some kind of dark magics or something, then like we can cross that bridge when we come to it. But it would be easier to cross that bridge if you weren't chained to it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, you're right.
Like
Alright,
you're,
okay.
you're offering up a lot, right?
Okay.
Like
So the thing I'm offering up is for the exchange of us not being immediately killed if we talk about it, but we get a trial. She gets I'll work for her when we're done here, but in order to do that I will need her to pay my tuition, but she is getting a good deal, primo deal. I'm a great wizard, great woman wizard.
And maybe if you could just see if you could get any information about the work that she would like you to do when you come out.
Yeah,
Just
'cause-
because, I mean, either for two reasons, right? You could put it to her that you're asking because you wanna spend your time here honing those abilities, but also you don't want to be cleaning toilets for her.
Like, what if,
You know?
like, because the city's got so big and there's so many people in it, that, like, the Emperor and, like, that, they've got, like, a special group of sewer wizards that, like, have to live in the sewers and, like,
live in the sewer.
magic the shit away.
No,
What is your magic and toilet paper?
You just said cleaning the toilets!
right? I don't think it's.
I was following up from your point!
Right, I don't think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to pitch it that we've been doing good and I've been doing good in the city because I want to do good and I care about the people, and I think she cares about the people too, and I don't mind doing stuff if it's to help people. And I think that's her MO, is helping people, just not necessarily in the most upfront way, which I kind of like. I feel like.
I mean, we're already in that business, aren't we?
Oh.
That wasn't
Yeah.
just my sorry, wrong ear. And I show the diamond hand.
Yeah, that's just your new earring you got the other day. Like,
It's just a
we've all
diamond earring.
seen it. Yeah, it's nice. All right. Yeah, we were there when you bought it.
You know, pearls look good on you and
Yeah.
it's fine, but, like... I mean...
But are you all happy with that?
But what if, like, you find a way to pay your tuition anyway?
Then great. Then maybe
Then you're really rich.
It's drinking
Yeah.
money.
Oh, yeah, because if it's like she's just going to give me that money, then if I got another
I
way to
don't
pay my
think she's just
tuition.
going to give you the cash, you know? Like...
It'll go straight to the school, but if
Yeah,
you
like-
make 10,000 gold pieces, then hooray,
Yeah,
you've
but
got
what I'm saying
10,000
is,
gold
like,
pieces.
what if we win the Golden Griffin Cup? The school's not going to give us thousands of gold.
Yeah, but
School doesn't give you thousands of gold for the Golden Griffin Cup, you get a cup.
Yeah.
I thought you got a year's
No.
free tuition.
No.
No.
What was that?
That's called a scholarship.
Yeah.
No, I knew
But
that.
you get offered. Someone in the group might get offered a scholarship. I think.
It's just like, it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you go up for your second year scholarship and the high master looks at your student
Yeah.
transcripts,
It
and there's like, oh,
I
you
thought
won
I
the
was going
Golden Griffin Cup.
fucking insane for
No,
a
no,
second
no.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
We had that conversation. We just misunderstood. It's not a guaranteed thing. It's
No.
if you do the Golden Griffin
No.
Cup,
Yeah.
then like that's
So, yeah,
gonna
but, like,
If
what
you
if
also
get
are
a
like
scholarship.
you won the trivia thing, or you won the mounted race, then that also kind of looks cool if you wanted to go up for. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just
Right,
good.
but then what if you got that scholarship and then the Queen didn't need to pay for it? Because if you win that scholarship, they're not going to give you the money.
Well,
are
Why are you going for a scholarship when you've already got it paid for?
Yeah, I won't go for it because also
Like there are other people that need
Because
it then.
what I'm saying is, if you found a way to not pay, maybe you wouldn't have to work for them for an amount of time unless you actually only wanted to. You know, like it gives you agency.
yeah,
Hypothetically,
Yeah. I think that's a bridge we can cross.
what's a bridge you can cross?
It's a bridge I'll cross when I come to it. Because also this might all go to shit, and she might be like, "No, I'm just going to kill you."
Nothing
now.
for you.
And or she'd be like, "Nah, none of this. Sign the
She's
contract."
probably not going to murder you on school grounds in front of a lawyer and all that stuff. With us
But
all
if it
stood
does
outside.
happen, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, don't forget me, guys. Like, if I do get murdered, can you just like?
You're not going to get murdered.
Yeah, but I might, and
not
like,
gonna get
I
murdered.
might just go missing.
You're not
Like,
gonna
I'm
get
going to
murdered.
avenge your death. Like that's going to be a really fun era for me.
you'd avenge me?
Yeah.
No one's getting murdered, and also if you get murdered, I'll unmurder you. Like it's fine.
Oh yeah, we got that, didn't we? Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the Queen might be a bit more thorough, but I appreciate the sentiment. That.
Let's go though because it's kind of time, right?
Oh shit! Do I look okay? Agatha's tried to put on her nicest
Why are you asking
dress.
now? What, you look great, but like there's not.
We
time
do
to
like a
ask.
quick replat.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Quick
There's like a little,
Yeah.
there's like a little refresh.
Nevermore gets one side and Harriet gets the other.
They're not doing the same hairdo though.
It's
like a
fishtail
pigtail.
one side and like. Cool. It's asymmetrical. It's fine. It's great. It's edgy. It's edgy. I like it.
And you go down back to the parlor, and when you do, what you encounter is a really long line of people queuing outside the parlor, waiting for their turn to go in and speak. We have Master Al-Qaedi, we have Frogget and Tana, we have your mum and dad.
Oh no.
Your mum.
It does,
Your mum
it's-
has teased her hair to within an inch of its life.
Mel's there like,
I really think that Violet would have taken one look at Mel and gone, you can stay home, love.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Look after the bar.
Yeah. please.
Master Volker, Mistress Frith, Mr. Doug,
Oh my god.
and then what you see is Violet, who's also got a stack of letters, and she's like, "Oh, you're here, all right." Yeah, so we've got these people, but we've also got, for the people who couldn't make it, we've got a bunch of written testimonials. We've got one from Annie Dobloom here. We've got one from George, and we've got a little line here from Francesca as well. That story, oh my god, my heart broke. We got a paw print from Pash. That dog's lovely, yeah. And we've got a letter from Fida as well, talking about the work that you've done in the sanatorium. So I feel like we've got, this is quite strong. Even Mistress Frith, she says she hasn't taught you very long, but she could talk about the progress that you've made. So that's all good. We've got quite a lot going for you already, and your legal representation is waiting for you in the anteroom. Now, everybody else, because people are starting to filter in from everybody essentially that needs to sign the document is filtering in. You all need to go and sit in the anteroom and wait, because there's going to be a little bit of a performance here where she has to go in with minimum, and
Yes, Violet.
organize the the nuts and bolts of it, and then from there the final tally on the document will be made, and then everyone's got to read over it and make sure that they're happy with it, and then the signing will happen. All right. So Agatha, I suggest that you go and spend a bit of time with the round guy and work out what's happening.
Okay.
And I'll work out. Is everyone else happy? You all feel like confident and everything? Yeah?
In Agatha, always.
Great.
Thanks,
Wonderful.
Violet. Smashed it.
Okay.
As
It's
always.
been a pleasure of a day, you know what? I've only said 2 words to you, Agatha, but I feel like I know you. It's been a lovely day. It's been lovely.
Thanks.
Right.
Agatha's
go,
getting
though.
a bit like overwhelmed by like seeing all the people and all the papers, and like she's just never really seen this kind of like all these people coming out for her. So she's just gonna like.
You've never seen Tanner in a suit, and he is.
Scrubbed up well. She's just gonna pull Nevma to one side and be like, right, I'm only gonna
Yes. Okay.
ask you to do this once. I am about to burst into tears and I can't
Oh
cry
my-
right now. So
No,
I
no,
need
no,
you to
no.
slap me out of
Right.
it. Once. You get this once, yeah?
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Not too hard because it's like I can't
Pariah
try.
comes running over.
She lifts her hand like this, and then there's like a blur of vision, and she grabs you round the face and gives you a big like kiss on the forehead. You've got this, babe. Yes.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry more. Bitch.
Have a little blub then. You got plenty of time.
Okay.
Take yourself away. Have a tactical cry. Get back in the game.
Alright, okay.
Slapping you. I'd knock your head off for one.
Agatha, she fully would.
Think I'm not adding sneak attack damage to that.
How are you sneak attacking slap? Jesus.
You closed your eyes.
Because you think it's a backhand and then it's not. It's this way.
Alright, I'm gonna have a little tactical cry. And now I'm gonna go ask Harive because Harive will do it.
What's that?
Slap me. Okay.
All right. You guys are like in a little ante room and getting ready. Right. Let's get that Christmas music back on.
Shingle.
It's not. It's the other one. Right. So, is there any last minute things that you want to express to Himini?
I think I've sent you like the things
Yeah.
Agatha wants. Yeah, no, I think I've got it all. The like invitation to the season thing is like a maybe.
And just in case you roll a bunch of natural 20s
Yeah,
in your.
yeah. Oh, we should not do that.
All right.
Yes. Fuck.
It feels like quite a long time that you're waiting for that line to do the full like testimonials, and then the letters are taken in, and then you are called in. First test. Tell me the procedure for approaching a royal.
Okay. Okay. Right, I've done this before. I could do this again.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just gonna say it out loud,
yeah.
but not as I'm doing it, so I make sure I've got it in my head. So you walk up when you're beckoned, and then you bend at the knee.
Which knee?
Right. Yeah. And then you don't touch their hand when they put the hand up. You don't touch it, but you just reach your head forward. Don't touch it. And then you wait to stand up until they say rise.
All right, let's see what happens.
Fuck. Oh, I feel like God. Why did nobody remind me?
You step in, and this time Miss Cremata is not there, but we have Lady, what the fuck is her name? Aranthal
Yeah.
and Queen Udal, and the dark figure that you now know to be Matthias or Matthias, depending on, what area of the world you're coming from. And they stand, and you step forward.
I wait until they call me forward, right? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah, there is a sort of gentle indication to come forward. You dip the left knee. A hand is offered. Can you please roll a performance check?
Jesus. Okay. Agatha. Help me, Agatha. Why am I should get Freya to do it. Or Betty. Okay. It's a 14.
Okay.
It's not the worst thing.
It's not my best.
It's not the best.
I mean, she rolled a 23.
Yeah.
But
You kneel and you just it's sort of in this moment when you're trying to get your head near their hand without touching it, it feels like, how the fuck is anyone meant to do this? And you're sort of trying to it's just an odd sensation. But you do it.
Okay. It's not graceful, but I do it.
And then next to you, you just hear the wheezing of Yehimini, who's got stiff knees and is really struggling to it's just a slow process. He didn't roll like that great, but he's doing it.
Okay.
You get up and you sit. After, of course, the rise. Needless to say. Well, what an afternoon I've had. I feel like I know you very well. What would you like to put on the table? He looks to you and just nods and is
okay. I would like for an edit in the contract so that me and my friends will be treated to a fair trial if any of us do speak, only in the instance of meddling magic, for example, someone taking those secrets out of our mind against our will. I understand that maybe we should offer you more, and as Hiraeth and Sunny both suggested this morning, that maybe I am skilled enough to potentially be a wizard who could come work for you once my studies are done. And if that is the case and you feel you would like that from me, I would require my tuition being paid for. And I would work for you for free or to pay that back in some way.
Your Majesty, I have spoken to my client at length, and I think we can come to an arrangement when it comes in the first order of matters here, talking of the consequence of error, telling somebody about this secret. And I think what my client is talking about is that they would like to have a legal court proceedings that does not need to be in the public eye. Private imperial court, where they can be tried like a citizen of the Empire, away from the eyes of the public. I have documents here with paragraphs that counter the original document, and he pulls out a massive wedge of like papers and puts it down on the table. There are options here that we can go through, but I think that first order of business is very sound, very appropriate. Agatha, can you roll an advantage persuasion check on that first order of business of being able to have...
God, I should have found Bing Bong to give me bardic inspiration. I rolled 2 17s, so 16.
Okay.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
In the second order of business, I think that my client misspoke when she said that she would work for free. He looks at you. He would be she would gladly be an employee of yours, for what is market rate, reasonable money to pay a graduate of the school. And I think that you have probably heard today that she is fitting this kind of station. And the queen looks back at you and is like, well, your tutors certainly have got quite a lot to say about you. You're just happy to blindly offer your first job to me?
It's not done with complete blindness. I believe you like to help people, and I like to help people.
All right. Roll persuasion check. Straight persuasion check for that.
Okay. Fuck me up, let's go for it. 18 on the dice, it's a 17. Thank you very much.
As I understand it, then, you would like me to pay a minimum of 20,000 gold pieces over the next 2 years, as well as any reasonable expenses for your education. And for that, I get a graduate in my employee. I have to say that I don't struggle to employ graduates of the school, being a queen. And from what I understand from my son, and what I've learned from you today, I don't know if you would be well suited to the work. But I think that's something that can be negotiated further on down the line.
Yeah. I'm happy to take your guidance over the next 2 years of skills you'd like me to improve on.
Stay and sneak. Is there anything else?
I'm going to whisper to Yehimini / Rochelle to Lydia. Do I mention the secret and whether not like I want to be here to work on it, but should I help out with it or just leave it?
You kind of whisper, and he just nods and says, Your Grace, I think my client would like time spent with you where you can discuss the kind of work that you do from ward to patron. You can better understand yourselves. I have no business being in that conversation. But I think now, if Miss Fifield is happy, I can work with your assistant to get the new contracts drawn up. Are you happy, Miss Fifield?
Yeah, I'm happy, yeah.
Your Grace. Let me take the rest of the work, along with your assistant. Let's get these contracts signed. And everybody stands. And you don't need to do the walking backwards because she's walking out now.
Okay.
You don't need to be there. You genuinely don't need to be there because he is like doing the whole thing of like notarizing the bits that are different and yada 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 yada. But essentially, you've got a contract that says that there would be a private secret court where you can have legal representation if the secret gets out, if the secret's told by anybody. And that she will pay for 2 years of your remaining education. Now, I'm going to say this, that in the nitty-gritty of the documentation, that's not blindly giving money.
No.
If you don't keep up to her standard of what she would want, if you're not on track, then she will stop paying.
Okay. Yeah, I think Agatha prefers that. Yeah, for sure. That's fine.
And then essentially what that gives you is an advantage if you wanted to work for her. She may well wish to employ you, in which case you're sort of on those train tracks anyway. It would be a little bit difficult to say no thank you, but
if I did everything and she went, yeah, you're great, but like, nah, no thanks.
Yes, that's even down to the fact of like, you're a great mage, but you're not like right for the kind of work that we're doing.
Yeah.
Now, we don't necessarily need to role play this out, but should you wish, we can just do a roll off and talk about it, about her work, see how much information you can get out of her about what kind of work she does and what's going on in the city.
Go on, get some.
Yes, okay.
Yeah?
Yes, I like that. I'm gonna fucking pitch. I'm gonna pitch an investigation or some sort of intelligence role where it's not, hear me out, it's not Agatha so much being like, oh, please tell me everything, but it's any tiny nugget she gets, it's Agatha sitting there and working out all of that, like working out what that means, if that makes sense. Like
connecting those dots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Entering your
I think the only way...
mind palace.
Yeah.
I think there'd have to be a bit of push and pull about it in the sense that, like, you're engaging her intellect rather than her charm to get the answers as well, and then trying to, like, read between the lines a bit.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah?
I'll allow it. I think what we need though is we do need one charisma
One,
roll,
okay.
and then we'll have an investigation roll.
Okay.
Go on.
Go on. Okay, persuasion.
Oh,
Yeah, let's have the persuasion.
Christ, that's just like I've just been stabbed with a memory knife.
Has she been drinking? She is not.
No, just
Intimidate?
copious amounts of tea.
Probably.
Absolutely twatted on that tea.
You rolled a 19 on the dice.
Ooh.
So
That's 18. That is
18.
extreme.
That is good.
My God, I'm gonna have to give up some fucking secrets. All right, give me investigation.
Okay. This
You
is.
know how much I hate to
Watch
give up
me
my
roll
secrets.
terribly now. Okay. Come on, Ags. Okay. Dirty 20.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's all right, Fags. It's not a best. It's not a best. Spill the beans, Lids. What have I found out?
Here are some things that you find out.
Give me those mind beans.
The reason why she's giving you such an enormous amount of money to a first year student who's only been able to prove themselves for such a short space of time is because she actually isn't 100% sure that what she has, her project, didn't cause the reason why you're here.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
The item that she has in the petting park is called the spell suspender. And as you have already worked out, it holds concentration and amplifies spells. What she uses it for... Are you ready for this, Tom? Because I gotta hand it to you. There are political prisoners that are too dangerous for prisons, cannot be exiled, and she has cast True Polymorph on them and has kept them as animals in the petting park.
We were petting little criminal men.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the spell suspender means that they can be kept for any amount of time permanently as the animal with the animal's intellect and the animal's stat block and no kind of functioning memory of what they were when they were alive, because they are deemed to be such dangerous criminals. And we're talking here like
Hey kids, who wants to feed peanuts to the genocidal maniacs?
we're talking like dangerous, you know, for example, a Khotan spy that is killing, murdering people in the Empire and trying to create war again. We're talking about, you know, she's not really even trifling in things like serial killers or mass murderers. She's talking about people who are trying to incite dangerous wars and uprisings and so on, and that cannot be trusted even in prisons, because if they have a voice, if they can speak to other people, they can they can start movements. So she
Holy
turns-
fucking shit, Lydia.
Oh, can I make an amendment? Can I be turned into a cat if I...
so she turns them into very low intelligence animals and keeps them there, and finding out listen, I thought of it, but if you guys scrub back to when you went to the petting park, Tom said it as soon as you entered that place. You went, "It's people polymorphed," and Nikki, you went, "Don't be fucking ridiculous." You went, "Don't be an idiot, Tom. Don't be an idiot." That's such a stupid thing to say.
Lydia would never.
Talking about fleshy flaps.
I played in your games too much, Lydia. I'm inside your mind.
To be fair,
I'm in your mind, Lydia.
I thought the orb had something to do with the Fae summoning that Agatha did. But
Well,
I got it the wrong way around.
I don't think it is, but
Here's
I think
the
it's like
thing.
a-
She doesn't know, but when she looked through, your transcript, like the information, your like file, and realized she started to do some maths about the date, and she doesn't know. But that's why there's like sort of no way of knowing. It could be a day when it was glitching, or when it was being moved, or when there was somebody going there to like pump more spell slots into it, or whatever it is, and knowing that that's her responsibility, and that this thing happened, and that part of what was like, you shouldn't have been able to do that spell.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible for what happened to have happened.
Yeah.
She can't say that it's not to do with her, and she feels responsible. So she is throwing money at you to make you a brilliant mage,
So it's all worthwhile.
so that it's all worthwhile.
God, I was even thinking of arguing that point of like,
Yeah, but you would never have known. And now
I
you
wouldn't
know her
have.
secrets. Like, you've got
Yeah.
even more in that contract that means a lot.
Agatha's not going to say anything. But no, I was going to argue the thing she wanted to argue when she was like, you might be endangering the local people. It wasn't like, not necessarily on purpose, but like, I held concentration longer when I was in there. You could fuck up lots.
I mean, there was
people.
definitely a reason why the petting park is like the other side of the city to
Yeah.
the school. She didn't want
Yeah.
it to mess up with all of that stuff, and it shouldn't have that range either.
Right.
So but she now that you are like within her kind of circle of interest, she's not going to spill fucking everything.
No,
But everything
no.
that pertains to you, it's like a test of trust. Like, she's telling you this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, guys, that was a lot happened. This was a very Agatha-centric session, so thank you guys for coming along for the ride. But Agatha Fifield, you are fully paid.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Did it? Did it?
Shit.
You did it with the help of your friends. Like, that's what's so lovely about it. Like, you did this, you did all the hard work, but it took Sunny and his things, it took Hariath and his things. Like,
And
everybody.
it took extorting royalty.
Yeah. So
I get by with a little help from my friend.
is that like it? Is it like cool, done, I'm a bounce?
Yes, I mean, the long and the short of it is that everybody's brought in, everybody's taken through the contract. Everybody has basically already said that if these things are in the stipulations, then they're happy to, and everything is in there.
Yeah.
So from my part, the NPCs all happily sign. If you two are gonna suddenly say no, then go ahead.
That's the power of platonic love.
We're gonna play until 1, and it is just going to be document amendments.
Yeah. Litigious legal sort of
I don't
management.
like this wording. Can we
So rules as written here, this implies.
So I
See, we're-
can tell these people, therefore. It's not
I mean,
about
that is a good point.
Yeah.
You guys are allowed to talk amongst yourselves about it,
Okay.
but it's not really advised because speaking out loud at all
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like anyone can kind of
Forget
overhear.
about it. Okay.
Dang.
Dang.
That
That's,
motherfucking thing.
that's
Well,
Incredible session.
I mean, what I think additionally to that, just so that we're sort of starting next session in a very different spot, Violet has done her stuff, and she has a huge amount of stuff that she needs to go home for. So
Yeah.
she has a lovely conversation with Sunny. She's so happy to have come
Big
and seen like a
hugs.
slice of his life, and she's so proud of him, and she steps back in. Do you ask her for anything else? I mean, she did bring coin with her. If you want a top up of money, you can. You brought, I mean, for your information, she brought 5,000 gold pieces.
That's half a year's
It
tuition.
was just like a bunch of gold.
I should have just asked Sunny. Hey, sponsor your friend.
That's
What?
that's
It's
half
not
a
my
school year.
money to spend. I mean, I'll take some if she's, because I spent quite a lot. I spent quite a lot of my money going back and forth from
Yeah.
Kular. Yeah, I'll take some. But also, like, I know she's paid very well. But I'll be like, I really appreciate you going above and beyond and like coming here and doing this extra work. And I will split that with her.
Yeah, she keeps very cool face. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. That's
That's Marbella sorted.
Well, this
That's
is
my
the thing,
that's
right?
my
He's
week
got
in
the biggest
Benidorm.
nest egg of all.
Well, this is the thing, right? So the sort of thing is, every time the family come back from holiday, because she runs everything while they're away, she then goes on holiday but has full access to all of their like resources and stuff like that. She loves it, loves it. But yeah,
Amazing.
I'll take half and I'll let her have half because obviously
2,500 go to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
The other things that I'd say is that there are some people who are left behind because there's still quite a lot of matters in the petting park to sort out, because they have to keep it running, not open to the public, but obviously they've got a bunch of criminal animals.
Yeah.
So there has to be people that can just like feed them, keep them there, and all of that kind of stuff. Even though a lot of them are like, a lot of the, certainly, you know, Hazes has gone in there and has like done a bunch of work to request that the myconids are like taken out and brought to the school. So all of that is in motion, but that's going to take some days. So whilst the Queen leaves after that conversation and goes back to the capital, there is a small contingent of the party that stays behind. Yes, Nikki.
Can Sunny take Nevma to go and feed the murderer spy cheek up owlbears?
The
I feel
Animaniacs.
like Nevma would think that's actually.
I know,
even
Nevma
cooler.
thinks that this owlbear is now cooler. I mean, she doesn't necessarily want to cuddle it to her bosom anymore.
No, but like, but
Never's just sat there going, "Oh, what did you do? What did you do?"
crimin animals. There you go.
Criminal
Nice
animal.
one, Charlie. Yeah,
Um,
like I think Sunny will take have like a weird. It's one of those like weird, twisted like Atlas Obscura style day trips where like
Late night
this
day.
this petting zoo is actually polymorphed murderers.
Well, this is my question, right?
I don't actually know if you know this
Nobody
because
knows
Agatha
this.
doesn't tell you.
Oh, you don't tell us this?
No.
Oh, then that doesn't happen, of course.
That's
No.
Queen secret shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's shit
Heck
Agatha has
yeah.
to keep.
It's fine.
Good job her deception is a -1.
Just don't talk about it. It's fine.
Just don't talk about it. Just don't talk about anything.
I think that is the one thing that your friends would give you, is like, they're not going to press you on
Yeah.
on the secrets that you've got to keep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lydia.
Tune in next week.
Okay, well, guys, really well done. Great session.
Incredible.
So much. That's like what we have been wanting for Ags for a while, isn't it?
Oh my
So-
god,
Such a long
thank you
time.
so much. Yeah, it felt really nice to be like you said, have everyone's help and have all like everyone doing stuff to help her, but it also did feel like she did also get there on her own. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
just handed to her.
That big queue of people, they weren't lying. Like, you would not. I mean, your parents would have pretty much said anything, but it was they were being vetted as much as anything else. And like, you know,
The help
Al-Qaeda,
was
all your
with,
teachers,
like-
they wouldn't. They would tell the truth. Like, they're not going to lie to a
The
queen.
help was admin help and like legalese. Like,
Yeah.
But no, incredible session.
Yeah,
Thank you for everyone for watching. Dutch Dungeons, thank you very much for your raid. Thank you very much to everyone who's followed us. If this at all seems interesting, at Wicked Game on YouTube, at Wicked Game on socials, all of this goes up midday on on Saturday. You know, check us out. See if it's something you like. We've got other campaigns, we've got one-offs, and we've got all sorts. But we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. GMT. GMT.
yeah, GMT. Yeah.
Super D duper.
Doopity dooper deed.
Thank
Love
you very
you.
much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.